Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chat Havers. Let's make a conversation. God, it's good to be back, baby. Sunday. Ooh, ooh, ooh. John Millstein in the motherfucking building.
What's up?
What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm doing great. Had a nice Sunday.
Incredible.
Saw two friends.
Nice.
So I'm feeling good.
Did you guys get a meal or kind of go to a coffee shop? Did you do a hike?
I went to I got coffee at a place in Burbank.
Nice.
Honestly, it was a first date.
It was a first date, but you saw two friends?
The other one was a friend. The first one was
It was two different things.
Yeah. But
as an adult man, you're not doing a lot of dates where a friend comes along.
No.
You kind of know
Although that would be nice.
Yeah, to support you.
There used to be, when I moved to LA, there was some sort of app that was like for like double dates or something.
Yeah,
like that.
It wasn't called Friendster, but it was like groups of people would get to always bring my boys. Welcome, Robbie. How was the date?
It was good. Burbank. We went to Burbank. Got some coffee. You know, I'm out there on the scene, and it's odd to do that. And but I don't know. I'll pretty much always have a good time on a first date.
I do too. I mean, it's hard. I like talking to people, and I like kind of finding out their whole deal. So like,
yeah,
I'm always get down. A lot of times I leave and I go, no, I wring them dry. You know what I mean? Like I took all their interesting tidbits and I wring them dry, and then I throw them in the trash.
Meaning, like,
I never see him again.
I see.
Yeah.
My dad once told me he and I didn't talk a lot about, or haven't talked much about, dating strategy necessarily, but he really believes that on your second date you need to go somewhere, do something like active and interesting, because the first date is about the about just wringing it dry and so on, but then number two, you got to go do something weird.
I was just talking to someone about how I don't think that movies are a very good first, second, or third date.
Bizarre.
It's strange to me.
Yeah, it's good once you have really broken down the physical barrier and you can just
you're vibing, or like you're like, it's like we're just trying to spend time together and we're in that honeymoon phase or whatever. But I really don't get the idea of a first date where for most of it we're silently watching a movie.
Particularly in this town where it's a damn penis measuring contest of how your criticism of the movie is. So
that is true.
You get out and you're measuring your and your partner's penis of who's got the better take on the movie. And
then you're like, yeah. I guess there's a type of man that really gets off on after a movie getting to talk down to a woman, and there's no really place to do that. Now, what I was thinking you were going to say is if you go to a movie, you say, "Hey, I'm in this one." You know what I mean? That would be fucking, I think, crazy.
Yeah.
I think that'd be crazy if you were in a movie and then you brought a girl, especially nowadays with all the uncomfortable sex in these new movies. Though a lot of these new movies don't have any sex at all. Marvel movies, no sex.
You think? Is that true?
There's barely any. There's almost no kissing in most of them.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
You see all those?
I've seen a lot of them, but there's a few recently in the last 2 or 3 years. I used to see them all because I was just like, I like this shit, but they've gotten bad to the point where I was sort of like, I don't really fuck with this that hard.
To Balmore's point, what do you think that there's actually people who are really upset about sex scenes in movies, or is it just a really hyper vocal internet group I feel like it's one of these things where it's such a it's so annoying that anytime anybody expresses the view of there shouldn't be sex scenes in movies, it gets amplified 1 billion times on Twitter.
Yeah,
it's such a kind of horrible take. I've yet to meet someone who's actually doesn't like sex scenes. I don't even know if it's real that people are like that.
I mean, I think, okay, the obvious thing being weird Christians don't.
Yeah.
Is that, but are you talking about a different group? I'm trying to think who on Twitter is getting mad about it.
It's like a Gen Z sort of group who's narratives don't require sex scenes. It can always be expressed within a cut scene or something like that.
Yeah.
But look, we got some people popping up who have
I think it's people who saw in a movie with their parents and made them uncomfortable, and they've carried that discomfort with them forever. I agree.
Yeah. And okay, I hate to say I love Porky's. Sorry, I don't know whose job it is. I don't want to.
No. I honestly, you're doing a better job because most people don't know what the fuck to do with this, and I feel like you're actually responding to the chat, which is the whole point of being on Twitch. I love that. Please.
Yeah, but so
the chat's number fucking one, dude.
I think it is. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think that it is a Gen Z. It is a Gen Z group. But yeah, it feels like some of these people are just so online. Yeah, if someone were to actually say it to me in my face in real life, like sex scenes are bad, I just wouldn't know what to say.
Yeah,
I would be.
This is also a town though where you sometimes do meet people with who said it about meeting someone with, when Robbie said jarring to meet somebody with internet opinions in real life. You do meet people out here like that. I met a girl who was trying to tell me that Greta Gerwig was our greatest living director. This was before Barbie, which I thought was really funny because it was like, it was so crazy, where I was like, it was very much like, I'm a feminist. I love Greta Gerwig. And it's like, yeah, she's great, man. Like, I don't think any part of Greta Gerwig would ever say I'm the greatest living director. It really made me laugh, man.
I had a coworker who said, she was like, I'm not going to watch Avatar 2 because James Cameron in an interview said something about Native people that didn't sit with me. And I was kind of like, that's interesting, but like the number of people who have said one bad thing in an interview. Yeah. And look, I've been in here 10 minutes. I'm already getting on my Rogan shit.
I know, man. I mean, what's he gonna say next? I mean, it starts with Cameron. It ends with Alan. Woody. That is. Yeah.
Cameron and Alan. And by the way, 2 first names that guys are using as their last names, like James Cameron, like Cameron's a first name. Alan's a first name.
Alan's a first name. And like, Woody almost seems like a last name. Like you wouldn't want your name to be, but then your last name would, I guess.
By the way, Alan Woody is innocent. Woody Allen
is bad,
but Alan Woody.
John Woody, Luke Woody. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is Woody short for?
It's got to be some. I mean, you and I can both say.
It's some Jewish shit. Yeah. As members of the cloth, it's definitely some Jewish shit. The sex scene thing in Woodrow.
I do feel that Ants is way better than
Bugs Life.
Yeah. I mean,
are you serious?
Yeah, I just had Ants on VHS and Bugs Life. I was just like, this is baby stuff, and then Ants comes along. It's like. Got a way better cast, more interesting. So, but history does not look back well on Ants. They're like, do you think people generally think Bugs Life is better?
I think that it not only do they think it's better, I don't think that anyone is ever talking about Ants.
Really?
And even at the time, we're like, no one give a shit about Ants.
I think, that's like, there's the story. There's like, Katzenberg left Disney to go to DreamWorks. He was like, we got to beat Bugs Life with Ants. I mean, that's kind of a fun thing.
Kind of like left versus right.
I mean, did Shrek probably came after Ants, right? I think it did.
Because Shrek was their fucking like, all right, we're a real company now.
And I feel like Ants laid the groundwork for it's a movie for kids. It's 3D.
Okay.
But it's got really good references to things where Bugs Life, they're going full babies. They're like, this is just for babies. Ants is like something that the parents can enjoy too.
I guess it's hard because I think you're describing something that people like objectively fucking hate, which is like when a children's movie references too many adult things randomly. Like it's like what the problem with the Angry Birds movie is.
I agree. But clearly you can finesse it.
Bugs Life was big for computer graphics, and they didn't bounce it to film except for theaters. It was straight to DVD from the computer. First movie to ever be distributed like that.
Wait, really?
Because
I see.
Like they showed it.
I see.
Right. Is it? Wow, dude. They didn't like take a recording of the film. Damn.
I see.
Yeah, so put a little. It's interesting that you think, like Pixar movies, kind of famously these cartoon movies that are like, and sort of like both adults and kids can join, and that the DreamWorks, Shrek, ultimately a movie you watch that's for like 10-year-olds. You're like, this is.
I feel like every 30-year-old I know is like obsessed with.
Well, that's because we grew up with it, but I think if you watched Shrek now,
I watched it pretty recently. I feel like I'm in a fucking crazy world.
But I guess all right, Chad. I guess am I living in the world where Ants and Shrek are more popular than Bugs Life and Finding Nemo?
Well, Finding Nemo. I feel like Bugs Life to me is like a misstep. It's like Bugs Life ain't
It's John. No one has that opinion, man. That's one of the most popular ones. I would say, shit, no, not Cricket. That's the name of. There's the roly poly guy. There's the fat caterpillar who's like sort of like Slavic.
Interesting that the chat was like popping off earlier, and then when we need them to freaking weigh in on it,
they went
silent.
They went silent because everyone got so pissed off at the Bugs Life is one of the big fucking three, man. Fucking Kevin Spacey, Cricket. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's on your side. That's a tick to Ant. Well, actually, Woody Allen, Ant, or Kevin Spacey, Cricket. That's kind of a toss up. Those guys are.
I don't want to weigh in on that.
You don't want to weigh in on that. Yeah, well, you want to. You know what? That's so interesting, man. You want to bring up these fucking topics and then you want to fucking skitter off like one of your famous ants when the going gets hard, man.
Oh my gosh, John Lithgow and ants making my ass laugh. So hard. Oh yeah, the wasps. Sorry, dude. I won't go on and on like
no,
this.
please.
But the wasps in ants are like white. Are they like wasps? They're like white Anglo-Saxon.
And you thought that was so funny as an 8-year-old?
As a kid, I was like, this is interesting, but as an adult, I'm like, that's hilarious. And Gene Hackman. I mean, I could go on. And I gotta watch B Movie though.
I will say, like, there is a really great track. Like, John, if you love ants, you're gonna love B Movie.
Really?
It's Jewish humor about bugs. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Freak Scene.
Yeah, there you go, man. That's the thing about the chat. They give you notes. We can actually turn John up a little.
I got confused. I was trying to make some connection. Isn't there a Dinosaur Jr. album named Freak Scene? Maybe it has a song called Bug in it or something like that.
I think that is the reference.
Yeah, okay.
I think that is a reference to. That's what the reference to his screen name is.
All right. Well,
we're gonna learn. No, that's great because this is something that's been brought up before that it has been told. It's Robbie in the chat, and he's always this is sort of lost on you, Luke, because I don't really know shit about Dinosaur Jr.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Other than Jay Mascis kind of looks like Wyatt. The album is Bug and the song is Freak Scene. It's all connected.
Damn, I mean,
there you go.
That's
man.
epic. That's freaking epic.
They should have. I mean, that seems like a joke. Maybe they would have made in Ants.
No,
you know,
they're not gonna make that. No, they're not gonna make that joke.
You don't think so? That's like Dinosaur Jr.'s too hip for Woody.
I'll get off this. But I don't think that Ants is pop. It's not like Shrek. It's not like they're like tons of references to pop culture. It just sort of has a bit of a interesting the characters are kind of targeting the adults, but I'm done with that now.
It's not even that, like, I don't think it's what I'm finding so astonishing. It's not that someone is capable of liking ants.
Yeah.
Like I saw ants once, maybe like at a summer camp on a VHS player, like on a TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's that you were saying Bugs Life is inferior to ants.
Yeah. And that's a fact, and that's on period what Freak Scene just said.
Oh, ants is about being, yeah. I guess and what I'm not realizing is maybe I'm being the self-hating Jew here, and I'm
Tell
not.
Me about it.
It's the goy Bugs Life versus the heavily Judaic ants. You know, it's for you. You saw yourself represented on screen.
Me, and by the way, I'm like, why can't we get back with these Pixar movies? Let's get back to where it's about a real creature in the world. Like, enough of this crap where they have to come up with some fantasy land, elemental bullshit. It's like, I can't believe that they want to keep doing that. You would think that they would do that one time of being like, this is so hard to come up with a whole fake world where, like, inside out, it's like the land inside the brain. Like, maybe we shouldn't do it again, but they're obsessed.
I mean, what about
by the way,
Monsters Inc. though? That's like a whole fucking world.
I know. Yeah,
I guess that's just a fact.
Job with that one. Yeah, man.
Both productions were aware of each other in development and actively resented each other. I did know that. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Did a single person see Elements? I did not see Elements or Elemental. Did you see it?
That one seems like a parody of a Pixar movie.
It seems, like,
What if water was lonely?
Yeah, like, it seems like a bad comedy writer making a sketch for an online sketch video thing. Like, dumbest Pixar movie ideas.
Yep.
What if the elements could talk and have feeling?
And that's the pitch right there. Log line.
What if elements could talk?
Damn.
Yes.
Man.
And Soul wasn't too good either, man.
I haven't seen that.
Soul's a piece of shit.
Yep. But I gotta give it up for my man, who
Trent Reznor.
No, the gentleman who went to the Mexican underworld.
Well, his grandma was Coco. I don't know. Miguel?
God, that movie is so awesome.
It's so sick. It really is so. Honestly, I thought Pixar had kind of lost it, and then I saw that, and I was like, shit.
That one's amazing.
They've never fucking lost it for a fucking second.
And a little tip for anybody listening.
Yeah.
I visited a city called Guanajuato. It's in Mexico, and it's the city that they based the underworld in Coco on.
Really?
Because when you see it in Coco, it's like these beautiful buildings, colorful on a mountain. Not a lot of people, I don't think, from the U.S. visit Guanajuato. I mean, I'm sure, it's not one of the top 10 places people go.
Sure.
And it's the best. So
I'd love to go.
let's get our travel bug back.
That's
in
our
our
bug.
biting us and go to that.
It sucks that one of I imagine the main character of Bug's Life would probably be down to go there, but the main character Ants would probably be like, I don't know, it's too dangerous down there.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
That is fucked up.
I'm just saying, man. I just have found from my own life and my own family. A lot of Jewish, older Jewish people kind of like think things are pretty dangerous a lot of the time.
I know. I've been trying to. I really want to go to Mexico by myself, and my parents are like, I'm 32. Like, I can't be checking in with my parents about travel.
Dude, me and Kitty just went to fucking Cancun, and my grandma was nervous, and I was like, man, and my mom, and I was like, man, I really want to go to Mexico City.
Mexico City's the best.
It's I think one of the next places on my motherfucking list.
I'll say this: one of my favorite sort of culinary things that I've had, and I'm not a very well traveled guy, but
doesn't seem like. I mean, it seems like it, man. It seems like you're well traveled. All this talk of amazing cities I've never heard of.
But there's this drink called pulque in Mexico, and it's fermented from agave, and it sort of tastes like kombucha, but it's alcoholic. And it's a lot slimier. It kind of has a
like those damn agave drinks, or the aloe drinks, kind of.
No, it's really more like, because it's throughout slimy. It's not like there's Anthony Bourdain drank it in one episode, and he's like, "This is like horse cum."
Yeah,
so it kind of has that sort of feel. And yes,
Hootie Loach.
The pulque, you can't really get it. To my knowledge, you can't really get it in the U.S. Anywhere really. Maybe surely close to the border,
right?
But it doesn't travel really. It travels really badly, so you kind of have to get it close to the source. And yeah, it's awesome. I went on one trip in Mexico, and this is the same one where I went to this Guanajuato, and we kind of like went out into the the corn fungus, corn smut. Kind of, ooh. And by the way, the only smut that I'm interested in is corn smut.
Thank you.
But,
interesting, Bill. You were saying in movies you love when people are fucking, getting down on the ground, bearing their boners to the world, and now you're saying smut.
That's not smut. That's art, brother.
Yeah, that's true. if it has a script attached,
yeah.
Come on.
But just wrapping this story up quick. Yeah. Basically, this pulque is really good, and we went on this one trip. We were like kind of out pretty far out from anywhere, and we got it at some person's house. They just we had a tour guide. And
cool.
He was just like, yeah, they have it here, and just came out like a 2-liter bottle of water, but they'd been filled up with this stuff. It's awesome.
Is it just sort of a fermented beverage you can easily make at home or something? Is it sort of like that kind of vibe?
You could, because it requires. I mean, it's like a sort of like a process to make.
I've never heard of
any
it,
sort of
and I think I know about every food, man. So this is a surprise.
I know. Well, I'm gonna. I feel like I'm kind of like getting stuck on these topics. I want to keep things interesting.
No, brother. This is the fucking show.
Okay.
We're doing the show.
Well,
the show is us talking about ants for over an hour, and then you go, well, thanks for coming on, man. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll just say that something really interesting we learned about pulque. It's like an Aztec drink. It's been around for thousands of years, and used to be, the warriors would drink it and so on. And when back to ants, my man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I'll wrap this up.
I had more to say, honestly.
Basically, it was the most widely consumed alcoholic beverage in Mexico, but then the beer biz moved into Mexico in like the early 1900s, and they started spreading rumors that it was unhygienic, that it was fermented in human shit.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, like, the corporations, like, I feel like some people love corporations, but that ain't me, bro.
No, I feel the exact same way. I think if I could, and this is parody, but if I could go into the headquarters of Anheuser-Busch,
Yeah.
bah, 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 bah,
You're saying
it
with
wouldn't be so bad.
the lowly brew.
I'm saying what everyone's thinking, not the brewmasters. I'm talking about the fucking executives.
Oh.
Here's the guy that came up with Bud. Here's the guy that came up with Bud Light, Miller Light.
Wow, came up with Bud.
Hit him with the Shinzo Abe gun. Pa!
Damn.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you build it?
Yeah, I built it myself, but it can do 6 shots instead of 1. I also, you know what's so funny is that the Shinzo Abe gun is something that maybe the main character of Bug's Life might have created. He was sort of an inventor.
Is that true?
Yeah, he was an inventor.
I don't remember that. You seem to be love it more than I.
Bugs Life? You don't seem to love Bugs Life at all. I don't know shit about
Bugs Life.
Bugs Life. Bugs
I know
Life.
nothing about that.
No. Ants, I don't know what he's. Ants, he was
a drone. He's a drone.
Ants, I think he was a
pedophile.
he was a pedophile. Lived on the Upper West Side and played clarinet every Sunday. I wonder if you can ferment for horchata. I don't know. Can you ferment dairy? Not well, right?
Does horchata have dairy?
It's rice milk. Oh no, you're so right.
I don't mean to be Professor Mexico, but like I gotta call you out on this crap.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, man. I've only been one time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, to you, to me, you're like an expert, man. You know about where they film Coco. You know about Pulque. This is great, man. This is great. Really.
So that Shinzo Abe stuff. I mean, that's interesting. That's like a front of mind reference for you. The Shinzo Abe gun.
Yeah, for me it is.
Just the fact that it was like the guy built the gun.
I think I think about the picture of the gun. Did you ever watch? Do you know the show Codename Kids Next Door?
No.
It was a cartoon. This reference isn't going to hit then. And I'm also, what I was going to do is explain to you a meme I saw online, which would have really,
that's awesome.
Really, yeah, on this visuals. There are 4 separate Ants video games.
Well, because in the movie, there's a scene that stuck with me so hard from youth.
Ants?
Yeah, where I think Sylvester Stallone gets his head shot off, and then the last scene is like, or maybe it's not Sylvester Stallone, it's some other guy maybe.
So Ants is violent.
Yeah, it's PG. I'm pretty sure. I might be R.
Is Bugs Life PG?
That shit might be NC-17.
Yeah, man, PG-13 because the ants fuck.
Yeah, but there's this scene where this guy's head is off the body.
Right.
One bit of what Bugs Life. I feel like Freak Scene has my back in the answers. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Robbie, earlier you said Robbie is Freak Scene is that it's mean to call Wyatt J Mascis, but Wyatt dressed as J Mascis for Halloween.
J Mascis can do this skate trick. I think it's called a daffy or something like that. It's like you have one skateboard on the front foot, one on the back foot, and you 2 skateboards. Yeah. You're standing on both of them, and you can go around like you're doing a manual on each board. So Mascis has that. There's a big Dinosaur Jr. skateboard.
And this is John, this is an incredible segue into our topic for tonight, which is being brave enough to get on a skateboard.
Yep.
Now, John, you are a skateboarder. You board. You're good.
I've been benched for a little while this year.
You tore your ACL.
No, just an ankle sprain, but it's been really bad. It's 6 months later, and my ankle's still not.
And you haven't been brave enough to get back on the board.
No, I was back on yesterday.
Thank God.
Did a couple of flips.
Thank God.
It's one of these things you got to start when you're 11 years old. I really believe that.
I do believe that. I don't think as an adult you can really get into it.
There's been. Yes, I hurt my ankle skating.
What'd you do?
I was coming up for that. My friends were in town from middle school.
You were trying to impress them.
Pretty much. I mean, these are like my skater buddies.
Right.
And they're so good. I tried to do a trick. I was just like, honestly, a little too hyped, and I just sprained my ankle. That's all there was to it. But I can do a kickflip.
I saw a guy yesterday in Beverly Hills shooting with 2 guys with pretty professional camera rigs, and when he jumped some stairs, he went into the street and almost got clobbered by an Escalade. Wow. He was skateboarding. No, I got that.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah. How'd you fuck up your ankle? What trick was it?
It was a kickflip backside tail slide, and I fell.
Nice. So that's 3 tricks in one.
Really 2. Kickflip and backside tail slide.
Okay.
But Dinsdale Piranha got my back.
Got your back, man. A lot of these jokers don't have your back in here.
That's true, yeah. Because I was talking too much about Mexican stuff.
No, ants, dude. It's because you're
no.
Right, yeah.
I was just trying to get too deep on my tourism I'm trying to go Rick Steves mode over here. Like, you know him?
Is he the guy that goes to other countries and has things bite him? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. He's a really cool travel guy.
Yeah.
He's really mainly Europe, but he's a beautiful blonde man, sort of probably 60 now. He loves weed. Rick Steves is really good. To throw on Rick Steves.
I was talking about Coyote Peters. I don't know.
No, Rick Steves is maybe for more of a mature set.
No, this is for like if instead of a nanny growing up, you just had the iPad because your parents couldn't afford the nanny. You know what I'm saying? You'd be watching Coyote Peters.
Okay,
you'd just be like,
wait, now though.
Yeah, he's around now.
Okay, yeah.
You'd just be kind of like, Rick Steves is on PBS.
Rick Steves is more of a public.
Coyote Peters is on YouTube.
Okay,
and his whole thing is he gets bit. He says he's a travel vlogger, but it's just about him getting bit by big bugs or scorpions.
Oh wow, you can log skate films on Letterboxd. Got to do that.
Yeah. All right.
Sound off. Who here is on Letterboxd in the chat? Let's go follow for follow.
Yes,
I've only recently got on Letterboxd.
Really?
That's
we got to
awesome.
follow each other, man. There's a lot of big boxed users in this chat.
I find that pretty much any time I watch a movie now, when I'm picking a movie, particularly by myself,
you think, I got to pick the movie that'll come up with the funniest review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always go in there and just kind of cross check it with.
It's very useful because they're like, I actually the only people I trust the opinion of are my friends.
So
like, it's nice to be able to go and like you certainly can't trust a like rating on Amazon or whatever.
For sure.
So it's nice to I'll
say this, shout out Bottoms. Watched that last night.
People are saying Katie's seeing Bottoms right now.
Bottoms is great. Everybody check out Bottoms. Shout out. Now this one's gonna surprise people. Strays.
Strays.
Shout
really?
Out Strays.
Me and Juan have been talking about seeing Strays as a joke for like
please see it. I have
no one seeing guys. Your ticket sales speak louder than world.
I know.
Whereas if you like animal movies where the dogs are crude and lick their nuts and say, "Oh, I'm coming," you're gonna love Strays.
Well, I'm honestly confused. I was talking to Lindsay last night. Friend of the
pod.
I was like, I'm confused why there's virtually none of that sort of grassroots energy around Strays. Not a single person saying we should support Strays because it's an original comedy. But I guess there's things that are just acting against it.
I mean, is it an original comedy? There are literally dozens of movies with the same premise, which is CGIing the mouths of animals and giving them comedian voices.
Well,
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
It's original in the sense that it's first of all, it is more crude.
Right. It's sort of the good boys.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua watches Strays. He's gonna go run home. Feels
himself. Like a Funny or Die sketch from 2008.
So
wait, did you? Is that?
I was at Funny or Die in 2014.
Right. Yeah. I was about to say. I was like, well, maybe this makes sense. This is where you see these guys got all these ideas from.
I need someone to see Strays because I have seen it. I went with my friend. He left before the movie started, and so I haven't been able to discuss it with a single person who's watched it. But I'm in the theater laughing my ass off. The whole theater's going nuts for it.
Really?
I'm like, this movie's great.
I can get down with that. Like I saw I remember seeing. Actually, it's kind of the opposite. I remember seeing. Did you ever see Game Night?
Game Night's great.
It's great. It's great. I remember watching it with a friend. We went to a Saturday show and people were fucking losing their fucking minds, dude.
Awesome.
It was
I feel
fun.
like that's one of the best, honestly, comedies in the past 10 years.
Yeah, it was a blast. All right, man. I guess I'll
please
give
go see Strays.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the other thing, every time that I bring it up, I got to see.
The D&D movie. The D&D movie actually is a lot of fun. I was like,
Here's what I'll say. I'll check it out. But I'm a little with this D&D stuff in the culture. I'm a little bit like,
really?
This is kind of this whole thing of nerds coming out there and saying it's cool to be a nerd.
Right.
That just so happens that it's actually not that.
It's not that cool. This guy fucking.
I say that with love.
This is interesting because I do think, John, it's a great opinion you get because I think a lot of it. I think it's our generation. Yeah. It's a lot of Marvel fans. We love the crude Deadpool and his wacky jokes. But you're saying I want to go back to a simpler time, the 80s and 90s, where the coolest thing on the planet was seeing Fatal Attraction and watching the sex scene over and over and seeing fucking just funny ass comedies where fucking two comedians a little bit past their prime are fucking dogs and they talk about fucking bitches and then they look at the camera and say, and we can say that because we mean female dogs in this case. Like, I like this, man. This is really good.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I mean, the biggest evidence of the fact that we've come around too much to nerds being on top. Is that every movie's a comic book movie? Like,
sure, yeah,
nerds are so mainstreamed at this point.
I dare say it's not even a nerd. It's a it's just a guy.
Geek.
It's a geek. Yeah. And I'm talking in the Nightmare Alley sense.
I think that I heard something about they're making a Revenge of the Nerds reboot. And also, Elon Musk, all the rich. I mean, it has to do with that too. The fact that the Silicon Valley has made so many people so rich, and now it's the nerds.
I've got such a good pitch for a Revenge of the Nerds reboot.
Well, let me just say this.
Okay, yeah.
I know they're making it again, and there's some sort of reframing of not making it so the nerds traditionally they have to acknowledge the fact that nerds really are on top now. And
I think what they should do is do it like one of my favorite is do it. The fucking nerds are the bullies and the jocks just want to play sports, and is that so bad? And that like the nerds end up just terrorizing these jocks, and then the jocks have to like band together and like be like, man, we got to go like work for our dad's car dealerships. Our lives are going to fucking suck. You know what I mean? And we do it like that and we reverse it.
I think,
I would legit love that. It's like one of my favorite jokes is in 21 Jump Street, the reboot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Where it's like,
they do a little bit of that.
For like 2 weeks, I kept thinking how funny it would be if I called on all my favors for my podcast friends to make a fake leftist wrestling podcast with Felix Drill, where I said, how was the last thing? And they all say, didn't see it. And then the rest of the hour is silence. It's a funny idea.
It's a funny idea. Man.
I
love all these screen names.
Assball Axiom, bro. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait. What the fuck were you talking about?
You were talking about how we're gonna get these nerds to pay.
I know, man. See, but as a kid, I mean, I know you were off being like so cool, like skateboarding.
I don't really feel like I was that cool, but go on.
I mean, for me, it's sort of like finally, like reading the fan Wikipedias for the Kirby universe is like paying the fuck off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
I fucking hedged my fucking bets.
Yourself a nerd.
I mean, it's hard for me, I look around at this like fucking pantheon of fucking just garbage I've sort of assimilated over the years. I mean, you're not exactly thinking this is the room of a jock, are you? Like, honest to God,
Yeah.
I gotta, call a shovel a little,
right.
I mean, it's like, I understand, I think I can get down with the best of them. I don't know if you felt this way. I kind of felt like in high school, I actually wasn't part of any single group. I was kind of a chameleon. I was kind of friends with everybody, man.
I feel that way. I actually feel I can hard retweet that. I can do a hard
if you saw me tweet that, you would love to hear some deep cut Kirby lore from Luke. I mean, there's so much great stuff, but I won't go into it now.
Okay, God bless.
Because I don't want to
look
stupid in front of you. Huh?
If Kirby came up to you and sucked you in, what power does Kirby
You'd suck
have?
my fucking dick, dude.
Okay,
you know what I'm talking about?
Good to know. That's the type of stuff that Gen Z is like, enough. We do not want to have to watch.
We don't want. I don't want to watch Kirby. Fuck. I think legitimately the thing is that it's just a legitimate take is that it's just like because there's porn, we don't need sex scenes in movies. I literally think that's it. Is that I think it's just like and also that
I don't think that's Gen Z's opinion on the matter, but go on.
Also, I think it's because movies are so important, specifically doing in foreign markets, but specifically the Chinese market, which is so much more heavily censored, and having like Marvel movies work because they're things people already know and giving you any reason to get more people into them. It's like having something that's maximalist for everyone is what we've always wanted anyway.
Right.
That's my real shit. Fucking day. Kirby becomes circumcised.
I was in the. You know who I love? King of sex scenes.
Huh?
Almodovar. That guy's the king.
Wait, what is
Pedro Almodovar? You know him?
What movies has he made?
Oh my god!
Is that
sound off?
Yo, take this one.
Talk to Her. That's my favorite one.
Never seen it.
Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. There's so many, but one of the best sex scenes I've ever seen is in this movie called Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It's kind of like a messed up movie about a guy. It's like about Stockholm syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Can I be honest, man? Can I be honest with you,
Yeah.
man? I think you're fucking sex scene crazy. I think you like. I've never heard someone talk about liking sex scenes so much. Watch fucking porn, dude. Why do you want there to be a fucking? I'm on their side now.
Because
why do you want there to be fucking porno in all these movies, man? I don't need to see full penetration. I don't need to see a guy fulling up a woman with jism, fulling her up, bro. I don't want to see that shit. I want to see fucking Ant-Man and Thor pal around.
Because you won't need story.
2 stars from Wyatt. His full review. Yikes.
Oh, Skin I Live In?
Yeah, I guess so.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, I like Skin I Live In. It's a movie about a guy who someone assaults his daughter. He kidnaps the person who assaults his daughter, turns that man into a woman. That's kind of the premise of the movie.
That feels like there's absolutely. When did it come out?
Probably like 2010 or something.
God, there's no way that aged well. I mean,
no, it does, because Pedro Almodovar is very
gotcha.
He's a gay man.
Gotcha.
He did a lot of Spanish guy, worked with a lot of trans performers.
Okay.
He's a pretty enlightened individual. He's the king. I like Pain and Glory too, but now I'll shut the crap.
Oh, he made Pain and Glory. Yeah. That's the one. Who is it?
Antonio Banderas.
I've seen that. I think that I really enjoyed that a lot.
It's so good.
I need to see his other movies because I remember seeing that and being like, wow, that's a fucking movie.
Yeah. And that's the movie is like
about him. Yeah.
Basically.
Kind of feels that way. Yeah. And folks, I will say the phone lines are open. If you've got any thoughts about some much like the guests of Rogan, I think our guest today has some pretty out there opinions on the world and media. So if you want to chime in, kind of get your say on the matter, kind of take this guy to task, man. He loves sex scenes in movies, ants.
When I was whenever the movie Black Swan came out, I saw it with my damn mommy. And my sister. My mommy was sitting next to me, and when those two women started going at it in the movie, she like shifted away from me. I thought it was one of the most funny. It was such a marked shift. She was like, I'm gonna give my son space to watch Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis hook up.
I went to see Wedding Crashers like when it came out, which I must have been at most 12 with my friend's family, and they didn't really know what it was.
Oh my gosh!
And they made both of us cover our eyes whenever there was nudity on screen.
My friend's mom did that to me watching Caddyshack. I'm like, these boobies are like freaking in the grave now.
Yeah, dude.
Like, and I say that with love. Like,
yeah, I know, but it's like, also, is there a bunch of nudity in Caddyshack?
I think there's just one scene in a hot tub or something.
Right.
I've never seen that movie. I think, or like I can't remember anything about it because the one time I saw it, I was seeing it on Protestant mode.
Do you think that's where maybe your obsession with sex scenes in movies came because you were denied it as a boy? I mean, they say a lot of our, sexual perversities happen to us in childhood because of traumas. And I'm thinking maybe this is yours. Yeah. You want to be able, you not being able to see the boobs in that comedy set you down where you're looking for the fucking dirtiest, nastiest, down home sex scenes where pornography, when you see it. I don't know with some of the movies John watches what it is.
Is that like a Tipper Gore? Did she say that? Who said pornography when you know it when you see it?
Is it? Someone said it in Congress.
You know what I just found out? Sorry.
No, please. No.
Okay, so there's a new movie out.
Strays.
The Beanie Scam, or what is it called? The Beanie Baby.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. You know who freaking directed that crap?
Who?
Al Gore's daughter.
Really?
Yep. So the Beanie Bubble. So that's like a VP, like Nepo baby on another level. That's like VP. I was kind of shocked because
but all you could do is
no, it's cool. I don't care.
You used all that Riz and all that clout to direct a fucking documentary straight to Hulu.
No, this ain't a documentary. This is a comedy.
Oh.
Yeah, but when I knew that Obama's daughter was writing on the
Swarm,
yeah, and I didn't really know that there's pretty long tradition now. The Bush daughters, they're on
Someone
TV.
Just told me a story,
or one of them.
Was it on this show? Someone was telling me a story about how they realized that they went to house sit. And they realized it was this producer dude, and they realized he was Henry Kissinger's son.
Oh, that's yeah.
It's the Conan guy, right?
James Corden.
That guy. Yeah.
I believe. Oh
no.
no.
Kimmel.
Kimmel. Yeah.
Now I'm trying to remember. Like, did someone tell me this? I mean, that's not in confidence.
I was
like,
just reading on Instagram. Someone.
We got a call coming in.
Okay.
You save that.
Okay.
Save that thought. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hey, my name's Jason. I was just listening to the movie Sex Talk, and I thought I might pose a question.
Please.
If you could add a sex scene to a movie that you love that doesn't currently have one, that you think would improve it, what movie would it be, and what would the sex scene be like?
That's a really good question.
I have one thought.
John, it's probably going to be ants for John, as he needed that. Wanted to see that.
Well,
sucks because it's a Sun-Yi ant. Anyway,
this is kind of I'll think of a different answer, but my first answer is Top Gun 2, because Top Gun 2 it's like the most, blue balls type sex scene. It's like, it's almost crazy that they tempt you with a sex scene.
And it was wild too, because it felt like we weren't allowed to see it because they were older. And I was like, we got to see a MILF sex scene.
Sam Fischel, friend of the stream, pointed out that Tom Cruise seems to have made like a conscious decision of, I'm not a sexual object at all.
Yes,
I
think that's true.
I think so. Anyway, that's one thought for me.
Mine's pretty simple, and it does come from Zeke. I would say I was sort of sexually aroused by the female Na'vi in Avatar 2: The Way of Water in a way that was striking even for me, and I really, really felt like they were really teasing it, full hardcore nudity in it, but they never really got there.
Wait, which one?
Avatar 2: The Way of Water.
No, what character? Oh, just general the whole population.
It was the Na'vi water princess and the Sigourney Weaver one.
Wow, the Sigourney Weaver one, you're getting a little bit.
No. And let me tell you why. And caller, I want you to listen up, because you're saying, oh, that one's a kid. No, it was mocap of Sigourney Weaver,
70 years old.
of a actress that I've had a crush on since I was 10 years old. So I'm actually going to change my thing. It's Alien. I wish she had sex with the Milk Robot.
You ever see that Dress Up Gang Sigourney Weaver video?
No. And caller, wait. But I want to get your answer on this. What is your answer on what scene needs a sex? Which movie needs a sex scene?
Yeah, I didn't actually have an answer before I called in, but I've been thinking about it. There's that plot line in There Will Be Blood. Spoiler for anyone who hasn't watched a movie that's been out since 2007. Where he, Daniel Plainview, like there's that guy claiming to be his brother. Right. And then eventually he finds out it's not his brother and he kills him. But there's that long scene of them like at the beach where I feel like there's like a ton of like weird sexual tension.
Yeah.
That doesn't pay off. And I feel like if they had, I don't know if it would be the right move, but I feel like, I want to see what it would look like if they'd thrown that in there.
I am really sorry. Go on.
That's a good answer. And I'm really thinking of that scene and you're like, there's like an extremely very like odd, intense vibe between them, and it's. I mean, listen.
The next scene is a sex scene, interestingly, but it's between that guy
HW
between the brother and a prostitute.
Interesting.
And I think I always
and he's like watching, right?
I think that Plainview is maybe having sex, or maybe he's like. Not
I feel
involved.
like caller. Do you remember this? Isn't he like watching and sort of like judging his brother? But maybe it's something more.
Judging.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but like there was definitely a thing where I think they're also like exploring is Daniel Plainview maybe impotent or something, and he's dealing with that.
Yeah. That's. I feel like I remember watching that movie and wondering. I guess they leave it somewhat ambiguous whether he's gay, impotent, asexual. Clearly he doesn't have.
I think there's a reading that like his genitals might have been blown off in that when he finds oil originally. That's because that's why he adopted HW. That's why he never took a. He caught him in a lie at the beach. Well, a lie is kind of the sexiest thing. Now, caller, do you think it's right for me to be sexually attracted to the Sigourney Weaver Na'vi?
I mean, I'm not. I think I'm not going to try and jam you for that. I haven't seen the Avatar movie where Sigourney Weaver is an Na'vi.
But you've seen.
But I mean,
I
I think you like what you like. I think
For
that's
me,
fine.
I'm just sort of like women are already having to deal with enough unrealistic body standards, and for you to be like the girl with a 3 centimeter waist is the hottest girl for me. Like,
no problem.
Like,
and
that's really messed
no,
up.
you know what? And I'm not gonna stop at 3 centimeter waist. I'm gonna say also about fucking 8 feet tall.
Yeah, right.
Giant. So remember, even though she's a teenager, she's huge.
One of the funniest things I've seen. There's like this hysterical behind the scenes featurette where Sigourney Weaver's talking about. If I may share this,
Please.
I'm not trying to change the subject.
No.
She's talking about what much of an acting challenge it was to be an Avatar, and how it was an amazing acting experience to inhabit a 16-year-old character or whatever. And then it cuts to her and the 3 other kids from the movie who are kids.
Yeah.
And then her 70 years old, like playing around on this bridge wearing all their mocap stuff.
Yeah.
Just like every day must have looked like the most psychotic day.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And it really just shows what a great actress she is. That she was still
queen.
being able to. I mean, that's kind of a fun thing. That's actually honestly a good side of mocap world is that like a 70-year-old actress doesn't get like cast only as someone's mom and gets to play a teenager.
This is what's gonna happen though. Is they're gonna AI capture Margot Robbie, and then all of Margot Robbie's roles are gonna go to Sigourney Weaver in mocap. Like that's what I'm worried about.
No problems there.
Yeah.
I've really no problems at all. Josh, I want to ask you this before I let you go because this is the topic tonight. Are you brave enough to skateboard?
I tried skateboarding a few times when I was a kid, and then I did that thing where you find a steep hill and then you lay on the skateboard and you go down the hill, and that didn't end well. I've done it. I probably wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, I had a similar thing. I longboarded in high school, and
that's another mark on the nerd card, by the way. We go on.
All right, man. I think it's a mark on the stoner card, which is what I was. I went a longboard, and then I started going really fast, and I didn't want to do, so I jumped off, and I still have a scar on my elbow from it. And then my friend had to get my board, and then I never longboarded again.
Jeez.
Damn. That makes me a nerd that I longboarded.
Longboard's the wrong type of board to be using. I think that's kind of the bottom line.
I mean, longboarding, it's like you can get around more easily. I think like I had friends who longboarded instead of biking, and like that was a really good way for them to get around.
Yeah, it's a traversing thing. But for John, a purist, if you can't do a nollie on it,
you gotta understand.
It's trash.
When I started skating, it was like they called, BMXers were really bad. There was a homophobic slur for rollerbladers. Not that it was called. I think it's fair to say. I mean, I wouldn't use this term anymore. We call them fruit booters. That was like an idea.
Fruit booters.
So like longboarders, there was really a puritanism. I don't know. Longboarding's fine. Sorry to pop off. But my thing is when I see someone who's like, oh, I longboard to get around. I just know how hard it is to get around on a skateboard without endangering other people. That I'm like, you should be really good before you use this as a way to transport yourself.
Right.
So anyway, I'm gatekeeping again.
Yeah, looks like John's game. Caller, do you have any words for us before we let you go? Any parting words?
Oh, not really. It was a pleasure talking to you all. Thanks for taking my call. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. Your name is Josh, but for some reason I said caller the whole time. Is that correct?
Oh, it's Jason. Sorry,
Jason. So I was wrong, and that's why I said caller. Exactly right, Jason. Take care, my friend.
Let me just say this: another thing you notice about nerds, a way that they are able to not form social connections that allow them to move up to the next strata.
Right.
Is by forgetting names and stuff like
that. It's so funny that you think that nerds can't move to the next strata when I'm looking around at the fucking richest men in the room, smartest guys in the room. I'm looking at the richest men in the fucking world. Yeah. You think those are jocks, dude? You think Mark Zuckerberg's a jock? You think Elon Musk is?
No, he's huge.
He became a jock because that's what's amazing about being a nerd is you become rich enough where you can just like fucking hire an ex-MMA dude to just make you absolutely fucking goated, and then you could destroy any former high school quarterback by like hitting them in the throat really hard.
Yeah. Yep.
Incredible behemoth. Thank you for calling. Calling someone, hey you. Caller works. Calling him caller. Tony Hawk was cool, but not quite as cool because he did a vert and not street. Yeah, where do you stand on vert versus street, man?
Another thing, when I was growing up, they used to be people would like skip you would skip vert parts in videos. You would call the fast forward button the vert button.
Huh.
That's awesome.
But vert's cool.
But now I'm like, I watch it and I think it's really cool. But there was a time when, you know, if you hear Tony Hawk tell it, skateboarding blew up in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Or like blew up in the 70s, maybe early 80s.
Mhm.
The 90s, it kind of went, all the skate parks got demolished. That's like a big thing when you hear about skate history, is like they got rid of the skate parks.
Because it was like bringing kids together to do drugs or whatever.
No, just because it had fallen out of fashion.
Oh, really?
And when skateboarding came back into fashion, it was through street, and the vert people were kind of like left behind. And yes, vert's corporate. I mean, you see a vert skater, they got Red Bull stickers on their helmet. They got Lunchable stickers on their helmet. You know, like
wait, but vert seems like that was the OG guys, and the street skaters seem like, I mean, if I don't know the history exactly, but when I'm thinking of the 90s, I'm thinking that's when the X Games got involved. So aren't the street guys kind of more corporate than anyone?
Well, they had X Games vert too.
No, I know, but like vert costs money to design. Yeah, well, they have it, but I'm saying like it just is funny to me that like street skating got so big just as like, you know, the corporation said, I'm gonna make a pretty penny off of this.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Maybe true. I mean, I said it at the beginning of the stream, I do not like corporations, so I try to not learn about them.
You're just staying away. You're staying away. I'm just saying, you come to my show and you insult the things I like Deadpool and longboarding, and then you sit there and I try and you know, flip the script a little, and I try and grill you on this shit, and then I say, oh, I don't really think about things like that. I mean, what the fuck do you know, dude?
That's right. I don't know.
You don't know shit, by the way.
I don't know Jack.
New Jack City.
What's that? Oh, is that where Mario lives or some shit? He lives in New Donk City.
I'll tell you what. Can I tell you something? Actually, I'd like to show you something. Stay here for a second.
Okay.
I'd like to show the chat this too.
I saw Deadpool for the first time the other day. My sister and her boyfriend were watching it. I had to stop watching it. I couldn't stand it, and I would have thought that I would have liked it okay, but I really couldn't stand it.
See what this says?
Oh, yeah.
See this?
I didn't read comics. You show it to them, but they can't see it because of the green effects. Yeah.
See what this is?
I just knew I knew Deadpool was going to be a lot of snarky business, but I didn't realize it would be that.
It was too. Did you see the movie?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, because I just watched it the other year. I was like, I'm shocked, but I think also so much of it is that I also saw it, 10 years too late or whatever.
Yes. I mean, but even when it came out, I remember thinking like, this already feels old. So I want to tell you about this. I want to tell you about this object.
That tracks you the eggs you're laying?
This is, I want to tell you where I went yesterday, where you're like, nerds suck. Nerds don't know shit. I'm telling you, I went to a fucking theme park dedicated to these characters. I went to the Universal Studios Nintendo Land.
Yeah.
I paid $40 for this Yoshi branded power-up band.
Yep. And what does it do? What does it do?
It lets you collect coins throughout the park.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this stuff.
It lets you.
I heard that in Mario, you can't even do anything unless you buy all these bonuses. You do
kind of have to buy this thing.
Do most of the people in the chat live in LA, or is it
sort of global? Actually, most of the people I'm seeing the screen names of now, I do not think do.
Okay.
So and so you're saying, I just want to know where's the fucking Sector 8 theme park, you know what I mean?
Wouldn't go there. That's longboard shit.
Oh wait, fuck! God damn it! I knew it was just longboard. Shit. Where's the element? What's the one? The fire guy.
World Industries.
Bro? Yeah.
Dude, chat freaking drag this guy. Like they know. Like you're naming all the not cool brands,
dude. I mean, I never said I was like you'd try. All right, you naming a video game. You're fucking naming. You don't even. No, I'm losing control of the show. Fuck. I'm being fucking showed up by a jock. God damn it. I'm cool. This is my show. I have the Yoshi power-up band. You don't have shit.
That's true.
If you put this on, it'd fucking burn you, dude. Fuck you.
I gotta go over there. Okay.
It's sick.
I feel like so I think I'm coming off a little trollish, but everybody can tell I'm not a troll. Like I'm
You're
like
real.
Okay, so
I know you're fucking real, dude.
So Behemoth says defend something that like I Bowmore 12-year, that is a fact. He says Luke doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't know about skateboarding, dude.
I know, yeah, it's like
Arbor.
Dude, you're naming all the best. You're naming
longboards. I had an Arbor skateboard.
Dude, you had an opportunity to get into the cool shit in skateboarding. You still went nerd.
Arbor.
That's a problem.
What's a cool brand?
I don't know. Foundation.
Oh, cool.
Toy machine.
I saw a guy in.
I don't even know now because now there's all these new little ones that
right.
I don't know about. Weekend, Polar.
If you see one of these on his ankle, it means you were tried for sex crimes in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, right.
You know, and you're on house arrest.
I think Etnies is not that cool. It's
Santa
maybe
Cruz.
Okay, cool.
Santa Cruz, yeah, with the big
Santa
mouth.
Cruz is okay. Shorty's is cool. Shorty's is really cool.
Shorty's is cool.
Yep, that's a cool one. That one's got Chad Muska. I mean, it did.
Right.
And look, the other thing that I struggle with as an adult geriatric skater is I'm not cool anymore. Like, and I probably never was. Also, yeah, I don't know.
Wyatt told me about a guy that sounded very funny to me, who's a YouTuber that like all he does is shit on skate videos, and then he posted a video and he fucking tore it. Like he was so really good, and it was like he was like, all y'all saying I can't skate, and then he made like one of the sickest parts, so that everybody is just like, yeah, damn.
Yeah, Gifted Hater. You should have him on here.
I'd love to have.
He's
Gifted
awesome.
Hater on here. You have the Gifted Hater Connect?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think he'd come on.
Close.
I think if he came in here and saw all the stuff in this wall, he would just go, nope, spit on the ground and walk out.
I think he's kind of a nerd too. And again, this goes back to my main problem.
But I smoked a lot. I did a bunch of drugs in high school. Doesn't that count for anything?
Yeah, of course, dude. Look, I was studying all in school. I'm like a study
studied,
guy.
yeah.
I'm a nerd in the traditional sense.
I'm a nerd in the sense that I like the most popular things in the fucking planet that have literally been never more popular than anything on planet Earth. I had one of those Chad Muska Rising Sun boards, but it got stolen out of my car when I was in high school. That sucks.
That sucks because I think of a skateboard as something that will never get stolen because it's homies. Skaters don't hurt other skaters.
Right.
So the person who stole that was a fucking not skater. I'm gonna say that right now.
I thought you were gonna say Nazi.
Probably one of your Arbor buddies got that thing.
This is pretty cool though. This thing. I wish you could see it with the green. I posted a picture of it on the Discord. We can hold it up here.
Yeah.
I mean, would you spend $40 on this? Probably not.
I have an issue I have an issue with spending money, period, but also theme parks
Yoshi
in particular.
Super Nintendo World Power Up Band probably isn't gonna.
I don't go to these theme parks.
Really?
I don't go to Disney.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
never been to Disney.
I know this about you, that you're the type of guy where like you don't like a place where I feel like they're working you over. Like you don't like a place where they're trying to get you over on some money shit.
Yeah.
That's why you related so well to the movie Ants. I imagine.
Yeah, right.
A lot of similar kind of guys with same kind of sensibility of life. Yeah. So have you ever been to them? You ever been to Disney? Universal
Just when
Studios?
I was a kid.
Yeah.
My parents are really cheap. Like I'm pretty cheap too.
Oh wow!
And
what a surprise!
Yeah. And my parents are really into. Have you heard the term of Type 1 fun versus Type 2 fun? Type 1 fun is something where you, like an arcade or a theme park, you go in. You got a big smile. All this whole place is designed to make you have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Type 2 fun is like something that requires a little bit of adversity, like a hard hike. And then it's like I'm not like a hard hiker, but I lean more on the Type 2 fun side of things, where it's like the things that I think are like valuable ways to spend your time on a weekend are like things that maybe, first of all, they're free. Mm-hmm. That goes back to my aunts.
Type 2. Yeah, your aunt. Yeah, the aunts loved free stuff.
But second, generally like a little more I don't know, hard.
Yeah.
But I'm also like...
What about if... can we split the difference, though? What if you're like a professional Fortnite player? I mean, they're kind of
that's hard.
They're kind of having... That's a free
fun.
They're having... That's a free game that they're working hard at for those wins. That feels Type 2 to me.
And then they get to have some Type 1 fun because then they live in a hype house in the Hollywood Hills and they're smanging the hottest girls ever.
Yes, dude. Prostitutes are Type 1 fun.
No.
They are, right?
I don't know.
Technically, by the rules you set out.
Yeah. Probably.
No, yeah. You don't want to talk about. You want to bring up your fucking dichotomy, and then you don't want to see. You know what, man? I'm seeing you're coming out of the gate swinging, but then I push you on the littlest thing, and then you say, no, not
I like
that.
to control the zone.
The most stressful theme park experience I ever had was where my dad insisted on getting that express pass shit. I refused to jump the line. I felt like a huge piece of shit.
Now that's a true friend of the working man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that shit. I went to fucking Universal Studios. I had every single fucking pass under the sun. I was going on the fucking Mario ride 100 times, going by the kids, little kids. I see the same kid 4 times. I'm like, you still haven't ridden it yet. I show him my Yoshi band. I show him my phone. I have all the fucking coins. Pa, pa, pa.
Damn, that is so true.
Yeah. I couldn't look little children in the eye. I mean, it's fun, bro.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, that's messed up. That's a tiered society. They didn't used to.
Yeah. And
have
guess
at these
what?
places.
If you got the fucking cash, you're on top. And as an
I guess
adult,
so.
I've got a lot more money than a fucking kid most of the time. But some of these kids are pretty rich. I am living the life every dream's full of having. My house is filled with toys and fucking gadgets.
Got a big green room.
I'm living in a fucking video game. I literally, what I did, let me tell you what this show is, John. Let me tell you what this show is. I'm an only child, right? I spent a lot of time by myself, just kind of imagining stuff. I said to myself, I'm gonna fucking make the fucking holodeck from Star Trek real, and I'm gonna show my mom and dad that I'm fucking all that shit I was talking to myself, talking to the stuffed animals. That shit was all real.
That's awesome.
I got a girlfriend. I'm playing Fortnite. Yeah, I love that meme. You know that one? Dude, I'm playing Fortnite. I got pizza rolls. I got a new girlfriend. My life is awesome. That's how I feel every night of the fucking week, man.
I like the meme where it's Goofy's girlfriend and they're in Goofy's house
queen.
and it's like, you live like this.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That is awesome.
And they make her look very pretty.
They're both sexy. Yeah. They're both wearing like Supreme.
Yeah. Again, comes back to skate culture.
Do you like Supreme or is that some dork shit?
I don't know. I think it's kind of. I just think it's weird to be that hyped on any one brand that you wait in line. Right. I think it's weird. I don't think I like it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm glad that they like got, I don't know, rich or whatever.
It's fun to think of a guy who's wearing full decked out Supreme today.
Yeah.
You know, who's like, I'm still so into it. Better Off Dead. Supreme is a streetwear culture from like the 2010s that was very popular. There was a big reselling market.
Oh, really?
I made a version of the Damn Bitch You Live Like This for the Cabin Lost Highway, which is funny to like 3 people.
I was
seen Lost Highway.
Just today, I was sending a DM to someone. That was you guys ever hear Lost Highway? They do a cover of This Magic Moment. Lou Reed covers This Magic Moment.
Mm-mm.
It's one of the best covers I've ever heard. It's so good. That's on the reading list for this episode. Is 1, the Sigourney Weaver dress up gang sketch. Yeah. Number 2 is
we never actually. What is the Sigourney Weaver dress up gang sketch?
It's do you know those dress up gang sketches?
I've never really watched their stuff. I know they're funny. I don't hate David Lynch. That's not exactly true. Yeah, I keep watching David Lynch movies and I keep wondering when Iron Man's going to show up. And then he doesn't, and then I get fucking pissed.
Sorry, the question was
dress up gang.
Dress up gang. Sketch. Yeah, there's just this great sketch where it's Donnie Davinian and he goes on a date with Sigourney Weaver. It's so funny. Well, anything Shepard Fairey is involved in, I'm not opposed to artists getting cash, but I feel like if you got a trust fund ride to RISD, you never had to pay rent. Maybe your art rings kind of hollow. That's very interesting.
I feel it, but I don't know. That Obama Hope poster was kind of nice with it.
So do we know that Shepard Fairey had a trust fund?
I didn't know that.
That's interesting.
I know that he was like I mean, I did know he went to RISD.
Yeah.
Which already, I mean, I know you probably love RISD so much.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that he was sort of like, you're a street artist, but you were like a rich kid. And he started doing that Andre the Giant thing around Providence.
Oh, yeah. I remember driving around Boston and I have a vivid memory driving through a toll booth in Boston and seeing the Andre the Giant has a posse. So I kind of like it just because of the East Coast of it. That I didn't, but I guess like, okay, wait.
You know what's
is
so fucking
Shepard Fairey
funny?
Supreme though?
You know what's so fucking funny to me, which I just realized, John?
Yeah.
Is you've been sitting here on your fucking high horse. I like all these cool fucking brands, blah, 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 blah. You're a fucking Ivy Leaguer, dude. You went to fucking Brown. Okay. And I wouldn't have thrown it in your fucking face, but I'm sitting here basically getting them blasted for loving all the great things that the common man likes, by the way. Star Wars, Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World. And yet you went to fucking Brown, okay?
Damn.
And yeah,
like
it's
that.
the cool Ivy. Just like that, you have a cool boss at your fucking 9 to 5 that lets you play ping pong in the damn fucking office instead of giving you health insurance.
Don't come at my boss,
boy.
Like that.
And just like that, Brown is worse than Oberlin. Poof,
Damn.
poof, poof. I just fucking Shinzo Abe gunned you to the fucking skull, dude, with that shit.
I don't know what to say.
Brown like his nose, exactly.
I just feel like Shepard Fairey, like people need to lay off Shepard Fairey, and like Shepard Fairey's cool, and like he went to RISD.
Yeah, you love he went to RISD. You're like, oh yeah, what if the kids from Brown? What if we gave a few of them fucking colored pencils instead of another math notebook or whatever the fuck? I mean, who gives a fuck?
Look, I didn't know when I was in high school working my ass off in the library to get a good grade that I would be roasted by
whatever I am.
Yeah.
What was I? And now let's really compare this, because I've sort of been lying. What was I doing in high school? Fucking drinking a shit ton of beers, smoking cigarettes, fucking longboarding to parties where there were girls in the basement, fucking smoking a ton of weed, having cool friends who went to public school even though I went to private school.
Okay.
I mean, but I was sort of like the poorest kid at private school, you know?
This is
I'm not even gonna say about where you went to motherfucking high school.
Okay.
I'm not gonna roast your ass to fucking heaven.
I think it's fair to say that when I toured Oberlin, they tried to freak me out there. I have a vivid memory of some co-ed stepping out on their balcony to freak out the tour group. If that's your type of friend.
No, I actually sort of left Oberlin going. I went to an all boys prep school, and then I went to Oberlin. I said, I went to the two extremes. I don't think I like either side of it. And then I moved to Chicago, where they had fucking regular ass people.
The important point is we both got to be within sort of taking the essence of a Dunham.
Yeah.
I went to school with a Dunham. You went to school soon after a Dunham.
You went to with the Dunham sibling.
Yep.
Was there when you were there?
Yep. So
that's awesome.
Anyway, look, I'm sorry for going to Brown. I don't know what else to say. Like,
yeah, I'm sorry for going to Brown.
I'm glad that you know I'm able to freaking be with a group of people who can like I can be honest with. All I can say is I'm a skater who went to freaking college, and I'm sorry.
Call that a fucking poser.
Yeah.
What I would use. Were you really a skater at all, or were you just cosplaying as one while you were fucking learning more algebra too?
And let me just say this: what person isn't full of contradictions? You know, if you meet a person who's uncomplicated, like you gotta be that person's probably a single white female like style stalker or something like that.
Is that what that show's about?
I don't know, probably. Now I'm all freaking in my feelings, all messed up from this attack. So let me ask this, and thank you, Behemoth, for having my back. Mm-hmm. Is it usually confrontational on the show or no?
I don't think I usually get fucking called out from the second I sit down in my own fucking house as I did tonight. So
okay, cool.
It can be, you know, and sometimes people come on here and they like to rattle my jimmies, so to speak, and they like to get in my it's literally never like this. But you know, tonight, I mean, if I'm not a dog that's gonna lay dying in the street. You know, if you come for me, I'm gonna
I'm pretty good about acknowledging my privilege. And
are you really? In what way?
Well,
in what ways?
You know, say where I went to college. If someone asks me.
You didn't say it. I said it.
That's true.
I could tell that you were kind of like, I could literally see on your face. You were like, is he gonna say it? Yeah, I know, man. Yeah. So. Derek and Drill. That is true. And Derek and Drill come on the show. It's bad vibes.
Yeah. How does Drill wears a mask on here?
He wears a mask, yeah.
See, I would never do that shit.
Yeah, you think he's a coward for that?
No, yeah, he's look, just because you're the number one guy on the internet, like I'm like the number 1 million guy on the internet, and I'm willing to just be roasted to my face. Yeah. And by the way, I'm like Shepard Fairey, and Drill's like friggin' Banksy. And which one of those guys is cooler? I would have to say Shepard Fairey.
Real? That's it. That's actually a very interesting. That's interesting. Now? Yeah. Because even 5 years ago, I think it would be so clearly Banksy, but now I'm not sure. I think Shepard Fairey is cooler than Banksy. Because Shepard Fairey was just like, I'm gonna not pretend and I'm gonna make a fuck ton of money, and like Banksy sucks.
Yeah. I think Yeah, I think Banksy. I mean, Banksy's just like the stuff that's from Massive Attack. Is that for real?
Yeah, did you not know that?
That's awesome. Okay, I honestly
Yeah.
I just got a new level of respect for Banksy. He's
a couple of years ago, people were like, people were like, okay, it's almost undoubtedly the guy from Massive Attack.
That's pretty cool.
All right, we got a call coming in, man. You ready for this? Yep. See what they think about the Shepherd Ferry versus Banksy. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name and what are you calling about?
Hey there, it's Bowmore. Calling for no particular reason.
You what? What'd you say?
Calling in because the lines are dead. No one's calling in. I'm calling in now.
Okay. Well, what do you think, man? Shepherd Ferry or Banksy?
In terms of mediocrity, I want to put in a good word for Jeff Koons.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Koons is definitely
He's sort of the Koons of his like era, a little bit, you know.
Which one?
Banksy.
Wait, so Jeff Koons is the one who does.
He does the
creepy
balloon
skulls and stuff. Okay.
No. He does the balloon dog.
Who's the creepy skull guy who he makes like?
Who made that movie? The movie Big Eyes is about him. I was always, what the hell's going on there?
Big Eyes isn't about Koons.
Jeff Koons does the shiny objects.
Yeah.
Okay. Damien Hirst. Damien Hirst is the like. I put a shark in a formaldehyde.
Is it Jeff?
That's
Koons
right. Yeah.
He was like a Wall Street banker that wanted to be an artist and like I've heard this. It was like very like, that was very what
He's
was
privileged.
Yeah, he's privileged. That's what I was saying. Much like John, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and yet then took on the vocation, skateboarding art of the working class and made it his own. I don't know. I mean, Banksy, fuck Banksy. Who's your favorite artist, Bowmore? Do you like Van Gogh?
Edouard Manet.
Oh, nice.
He's great. One of the Impressionists. Nothing wrong with Monet.
No, but I barely know art, but I like his paintings.
I know. I wish I could name an artist that I really like. I like Cy Twombly, but he's just sort of
Gauguin. I like Paul Gauguin.
Well, he's a pedophile.
Really?
Gauguin, yeah. He had
really?
He had child brides in Tahiti.
Well, Paul, I hardly knew you.
I know.
He's goggling at all those little kid parts.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Okay, this is awesome. The Twombly Hive is popping off. There's something about Twombly. He's an abstract expressionist.
Cool.
But it seems to have more of there seems to be something going on there that's a little more better than say the other guy who does all that splashes on the
Rothko.
No
Pollock.
What's
Pollock?
Yes.
Pollock.
Behemoth. Okay.
Behemoth, damn, a classically trained painter. I mean, you love to hear that. That's actually something you can dig your teeth into.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you should check out RISD if you haven't.
Yeah,
already.
Behemoth, you should go back to school and go to RISD. What's up, Omar?
Ed Sheeran does Jackson Pollock style dripping paintings.
Does he?
Ed Sheeran does it now.
I like Ed Sheeran because I think it's amazing.
We stand Ed Sheeran on this stream.
Well,
we stand Lizzo.
Can I say what I love about Ed Sheeran? I think it's amazing that someone so unbelievably disgustingly British looking is that famous. Yeah. You know, that we allowed someone who looks just like a fucking peasant from the Middle Ages to be that famous. He's
overcome a lot.
He's in the Beatles movie with the one where the Beatles forget the stuff.
James Corden's in that one.
James Corden. They're friends. I think it's really amazing.
Game of Thrones.
He's in. Yep. Exactly.
Man,
well, Behemoth elected not to go to RISD.
I have a favorite painter he's coming up. He's not that very well known. His name's Hunter Biden. And he does just amazing work that sort of flips the script on what art can be and
really? What can it be in his eyes?
Just really good. Really good and interesting. But yeah.
They showed his penis in the Senate. They showed his penis on the Senate floor.
Everybody's seen that, right?
Yeah. Who showed it? Marjorie Taylor Greene or someone?
That guy's got the biggest.
Yes, exactly. It was exactly her.
Yeah.
He has a really, really big penis. It's kind of crazy. Hunter Biden.
He does.
It's like really, really, really big.
She wanted everyone to see it.
I saw Ed Sheeran was spotted volunteering at a union-busting Starbucks. Why was he volunteering at a Starbucks?
Damn. Who's the guy? Who's
a union-busting Starbucks.
I don't. I don't know. How is he volunteering there?
My favorite Starbucks, like
Cheer
my
up the
favorite
workers.
celebrity moment from the Starbucks union campaign was when the farmer from Babe, I forget. What's the guy's name? He's in Best in Show. He's
Fred Willard?
No, he has like
Eugene Levy?
strawberry hair. Somebody in the chat will remember. But he's a big PETA activist. But he went into Starbucks during the union drive to do a political demonstration
About the milk.
But it was gluing his hand to the table about the milk. Wasn't related. It's just such a funny.
And then people were like, "What?"
It's like, you're kind of on the right side of things.
Yeah, but not really. Not really.
It's not John Michael Higgins, but shoot, he's a big climate activist.
I know who
He's
you're
Best
talking
in Show
about.
guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to fuck up this caller.
No, man.
That's sort of the history of green activism is we just hit it wrong every time.
I thought it was Cromwell, but I think it's this Best in Show guy. Oh, maybe it was Cromwell. All right, sorry.
Cromwell.
I love that guy. He's the best. I just watched Babe 2 Pig in the City. That shit is fucked up.
I was just talking with Babe about someone last night. It's George.
The guy from Babe is the guy from LA Confidential, the bad boss from LA Confidential.
Damn, and it all adds up.
Yeah.
It all adds
there you
up,
go.
folks.
There you go. The most cringe people care the most. Isn't that also?
I don't know. I don't think it's it's tough. Like I worked at Crooked Media. It's a place that's a lot about caring, and sometimes caring can be cringe, but as it turns out, it matters.
It matters. You heard it first. So he went to Brown and then he worked from Crooked Media. Huh.
This I probably should talk about.
This is a really this guy's really alt.
Yeah,
you got a lot of street cred,
crooked man and a crooked house. I'm trying to remember the nursery rhyme.
Crooked man and a
walked a
crooked rain, crooked rain.
Well, I can't remember how it fucking goes.
For me, it's all about crooked.
Yeah. Summer babe.
Summer on a bow, on a western.
Damn. I feel like if I were this chat and I was watching me, I'd fucking hate me right now.
I mean, you kind of are coming in as like sort of the.
I'm like way more antagonistic than I thought I would be.
I have to say, John. Also, I'm kind of surprised by how antagonistic you're being. Just like because I would say something about this medium is really bringing it out of you. Because I think of you as sort of the opposite of that, sort of interpersonally. But tonight, I'm really seeing the fucking. Let's just say, folks, the claws. Kitty's got claws, and they're out.
The sparks fly on chat havers. We don't pull punches.
No, it is true. This is a marketplace and a battleground of ideas. That's what I'm always saying.
I think
always saying that.
It's the arena.
I think this chat will respect me for being real with everybody.
For once, there are a lot of come here and they come on and try and pander, but you're actually saying how it is. John, has everyone told you look like a man who does Snapchat, Instagram video ads?
I do those sometimes. That could be me.
John does make very funny
sort of in the content
parodies. Yeah, he makes funny parodies of these ads. So sometimes I'm thinking these things must be real the way they're speaking.
I made a real one recently. It was
the crooked.
I saw the hoodie. I saw the pinned hoodie thing. The hoodie thing was really fucking funny. I saw it on Twitter.
Squad.
I love John's videos.
Thanks a lot.
That's why I had him on the show. I was like, oh, maybe me and this guy will get along. And
look at that.
You're the cute guy that did that weird Home Depot one. Yep. That was John.
AJ, you got to call in pretty soon, man. I'm about to flag out here.
All right, shit, man. Yep, there he is, man. You didn't think you were gonna see the guy from the Home Depot ad, man.
Yep, 40,000 views. Let's keep him.
Let's keep him going.
Keep going.
You should.
40,000 views. That's the same as $40,000 in your pocket.
Yeah.
No, I did do one recently for a brand, actually.
It'd be funny if you boosted them as ads and people saw them as sponsored content. Like, that's actually the one place where I think that would be so funny. If you paid to...
So.
Did you pay to have them spawn?
No.
No,
I see what you're saying.
Like actually...
You'd be able to tell it was from me, though. It would say John Millstein.
Right, and part of it is that you need the... Yeah.
Damn, KP Senti, thank you for boosting me up, especially here in sort of a place where I've turned it into a hostile.
Yeah. But sometimes from the greatest conflict can actually come the greatest allies.
That's right.
The war of John versus Luke.
Yeah.
That we're gonna keep bringing back. Bowmore, were you saying
most of the time on Chat Hackers, we get antagonistic, but then we hash it out and we all come away stronger, smarter, and more focused.
Value. I feel like that's a Luke value because Luke is sort of a guy who tells it who's not one. You don't stray. So among friends, you like to be kind of loud, boisterous, and kind of take on sometimes the persona of a fighter.
Yeah.
But if you were sort of wronged by a real person in the world, are you like that or no?
No, I'm a complete pushover. I go, oh, I'm so sorry. I'd say that I think actually, John, what it is, I feel comfortable with you. A good way to tell is if I'm being sort of like boisterous and like sort of antagonistic with you. That's like my love language, you know?
Man.
But if any sort of like bully,
I respond to that a lot.
Or like any sort of like strange, if any like sort of any sort of authority figure came at me, I would go, I'm so sorry, sir. I would put my coat on the ground over the puddle so they could walk across, Yeah, exactly.
Callers giggle loud. Interesting.
Callers giggle loud. Shit.
I speak at a normal volume.
No, it's not you, Bowmore. Thank you, Void Walker. This is what happens on this fucking show. So you're so used to it in crooked media.
Yeah.
They fucking have guys to do this. So guess what? It's just me.
The mics are low. Okay.
Wait, talk, Bowmore?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see
What's up?
The mics. Well, here's the thing. The reason
Check 1 2.
The reason I have to keep the mics low is because I've got them playing out of a speaker. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Give me the no. I love that. Please, Voidwalker, tell me. But I don't need judgment. You know what I mean?
There was no judgment.
I'm projecting, man. You're so fucking right, and this is exactly what we're gonna do. All right, Bowmore, we'll let you go.
Thanks, man.
All right, I guess I'm being too loud. Sorry.
No, you're fine, man. You're fine.
Keep
it
up.
You're fine. All right, bye.
Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Damn.
Dude, you're not being too loud at all, man. I never want you to think that. But I can't hang up the call.
I'm gonna kill this chatter. What do you think that means?
It is Behemoth. AJ, I like, because here's the thing. Can I say something? And I've said this a million times in the show, is I don't want to have headphones on. That's part of it. Is I don't like having headphones on because I think it looks bad on the records.
Right.
But because of that, I'm not listening to any of this shit.
Hard.
I have no idea how loud anything is.
Yeah.
So there we go. So if you tell me it's loud.
You got to get some inner ear monitors.
Inner ear.
Like a rock star.
Maybe I should get inner ear monitor. I could be wearing an inner ear monitor.
My sister's boyfriend is he's a rock star and a TikTok star. His name's Petey.
Yeah.
Good man. Shout out to the chat for follow Petey.
Follow Petey. Petey's, I think, gonna come on this show at some point.
Is that for real?
Well, I haven't
you guys
seen
met?
him. We're friendly. He's like friends with we have a lot of mutual friends. Like anytime I see him, he's a really nice guy.
I think he's a really good dude. But he was telling me that he got inner ear monitors that were really good, and it changed the game.
All right, I'm gonna get inner ear monitors. No, lapel mics wouldn't be good, and let me tell you why. Because a lapel mic it picks up more. Where the thing is here's the reason. Then we're gonna stop talking about this because John isn't here to talk about this. I play the sound of the calls over speakers so we can hear it. So we have to use these cardioid microphones so we can talk into them.
These are definitely directional.
Yeah,
and whereas the lapel mics are omnidirectional.
Omnidirectional. So we need directional because that way we're pointing and it's not getting, because sometimes you listen to the stream and it's all echoey. Yep. And that's the war I'm fighting, the war at home, if you will, on Fox. And so that's what I'm always trying to do. I don't want mic stands. They look bad on the green screen. I'm trying to make the cleanest stage picture possible. You know what? I've seen a lot of people that got a lot of opinions about audio, but they don't know the first thing about creating a great stage picture.
No, the stage picture here is immaculate.
And I think we all got to give it up. I'd say that's sort of the selling points of this fucking stream is the incredible guests, the calls, and of course the stage picture. You're not getting this anywhere else.
Can I ask a very unrelated question? I was thinking of something on the way over here as I was driving.
Mm-hmm.
I had the thought that occurred to me when I was a kid. I was always like, say when I was in elementary school, I was like, I wish that someone could follow me to school with a camera so I could see what it was like when I'm interacting with other people at school.
Right.
Do you think that is that a common thing that people have, or does that just? I think I'm a pretty self-conscious guy, and I'm curious if that thought that I had is normal or weird. Like, did you ever have that thought? I know that when you're a kid, you're often like, I wish I had a machine that would tell me what everybody thought of me. Like, that's a thought that I think kids have a lot. I'm just curious if people ever think about
it's
that.
Interesting. I think that I think my version of that is like, yeah, like I want to be able. Bad news. That's not normal. Yeah, that's what. I guess short answer is no. I think that's a sign there was something really fucking wrong with you, dude. No. I think as a kid, I very much wanted to like be able to read what someone's like. I'm obsessed with like reading body language and stuff. You know, that's like my crazy shit.
Right.
So like, I don't think I was ever like needed but that's interesting. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think my psychosis around that stuff ever showed itself in that specific way, but that makes sense to me.
I remember having that thought often. And I also was, as I was thinking this on the way over here, I was like, well, that's interesting because now every kid in the world has that because kids are probably filming each other at school all the time. So they're always seeing things. But yeah, I was really like, I think I had that thought like often. And I would also, this is another thing, throwing it back to skating for a second. And a friend in my childhood called this out, that I would say this a lot. I was always, when I was skating, I was like, if the whole school were watching me skateboard, what tricks would I do? Like, what would I do to like get a good things I know I could land? So,
and what is it?
I don't know, just a couple of moves. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, which ones?
But then it's funny, I got to have that experience in high school. I was like skating in front of the whole school, and I got to do it, and it was so amazing. I think I still know the tricks I did because it was like,
why?
Really cool.
What was it?
It was honestly,
you just made everyone come outside and watch you.
Yeah, I think I am pretty self-conscious.
Yeah,
that's the fact. But
that's honestly a very funny way to. That's a very funny, sort of poignantly cruel way to sort of like base it out. Yeah, man, I think you're just so self-conscious. I'm also self-conscious though.
But yeah, no, and I was just at some look, I did study abroad in school in Mexico. I can bring it back to my other favorite topic besides privilege.
You met Coco or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was like, nobody skated there, and we had some like recess thing outside, and I was like, they were like, do some skate tricks, and I did a couple skate tricks, and I nailed them, and I still think about that.
How old were you?
That's so cool. I was 18.
Wow,
just like
crazy.
Yeah.
You guys had recess when you were 18?
I don't know, some sort of playground recess type thing. I think people have recess in high school or something. I don't know, playground, but free period.
You have free period, sure.
The kids went nuts. People, honestly, because people did not have, in a lot of countries, the roads aren't paved as well, so you just can't skate as much. And this is interesting. Self-conscious about content, KP's asking. Brother, I'm so self-conscious.
I mean, that's kind of,
Anytime I post,
it's horrible.
It's dread for me.
It's horrible. You know what's kind of been killing it is that's my thing is I post 3 clips a week of this in part to just destroy that.
That's what I was just talking to someone last night, and he said, yeah, I've been doing that. And no, please. KP's saying they feel bad.
I'm glad because now what I'm most excited about is it felt like John was in control of the show, and now I'm in control again because he's weak and I'm strong.
That's the T.
That's the T.
Yep. That's the T, all right. I think people who have a lot of content, it's like an astronomical amount.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be that you would have like a bunch of sketches online that you like, 20 sketches, say.
Yeah.
Now it's like 1,000.
It is
like,
crazy.
Literally,
no, I know.
Crazy.
And you're. I mean, I think about this all the time with this show, and you're incentivized to do it. I did a trip to France on a painting scholarship when I was 14. My version of this is an episode of The Simpsons was playing in French because I basically had every episode committed to memory. I was able to translate it despite not knowing French, and from that point, everyone was convinced I was fluent.
Damn.
And that's my kind of shit right
talented
there.
Mr. Ripley-dom right there.
That's fucking sick.
That's awesome.
And I went on the Simpsons ride at Universal yesterday, and it fucking owns. And that's something, John, we can see eye to eye on because you love comedy writing. All the guests think they run the show till the second hour, then Luke's strength and stamina. Yeah. Y'all think you're tough until you hit an hour 30 and you realize, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Bitch, I'm doing this 15 hours a week. I'm fine.
Not
15, but
what nights are the most? So you do it
I do it 4 nights a week.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
You think you're fucking something, dude, and then you realize, oh, can I keep going? My fucking secret is I never. I point me at the fucking camera, dude. I'll never stop.
Dude, you're just telling me earlier today you took a nap.
Yeah, because to get hyped for this,
Yeah, smart.
I've actually been taking naps in part for this show because I want to be fucking on.
Yeah.
That's fun. How, Bohubith, do you paint as an adult? Like, is that your job? What energy drink did I have today? Actually, no fucking energy drink.
Wait, this is a shared wall, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're actors and they like are chill.
That's awesome.
They're actor family.
That's awesome.
How'd I end up booking John? Me and John have been friends for years at this
Those
point.
commercials are all fake, by the way.
Yeah, they're all fake, KP. They're not real. Yeah. He makes
all BS.
What did you do for what company did you do a real one for?
This underwear company reached out to me, Pair of Thieves, and they were like, "Will you make one?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
I thought that was also a joke.
I know, which is kind of good.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll do it, but I don't want to put it on my Instagram because I still think of my Instagram as where I'm going to meet my wife someday. Like I want
the DMs.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do currently is how I make my living because I have a lot of problems with the gallery, but I have that's amazing. I love to hear that, Behemoth. I love a studio.
Yeah.
As someone also in a studio of his own. That's great to hear, you know.
Yeah.
This is kind of a studio setting in a way. Or is it frickin' space, man?
Man, I should bring out my cooler.
Yeah, come on.
All right.
I think part of this is, John, often I'm not drinking beers when we do this, and John brought over beers, so we're really getting hyper on the show tonight. Give a guy one beer. This is John's cool objects, man. Look at this.
I brought this cooler here, and let's just say it can do a pretty cool effect. I bet a lot of you wish the show was this.
No, man. You say that again, I'm going to take you down, man. I'm going to take you down to the ground. I'm going to put you on the ground. Currently work, I've been renovating houses, and that's, yeah, hell yeah. I wish I could do more of that. Do you consider yourself handy? I've been asking people this recently.
By the way, let me just call you out.
Huh.
I wish I could do. Actually, you probably are handy because you put this place together.
Here's my thing is that I always thought I wasn't, but I think I've become handy.
Well, you come from the DIY scene in Chicago. I mean,
you ain't fucking wrong.
Yeah.
That's where I learned all this stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm not.
I went from Brown to an internship at Funny and Die. The only thing I've touched with dirt on it is another piece of charcuterie from the beautiful free set.
Oh my God.
Set food.
Damn,
from Crafty.
Am I listening to myself right now? This is fucking awesome. Am I handy? No, I think I'm like a little bit more handy than like the most useless millennial man.
You're outdoorsy, which to me is a little bit handy.
You know, let's just say today I was using the drill.
That's fucking awesome.
So, but I'm definitely not handy, but I'm trying to do certain things. Yeah. But that's, I mean, I've never painted a wall. I gotta do that.
I like to ask that question because I like it. It also kind of furthers the power dynamic in my side because it's like, I know you're fucking not. That's why I asked the question. Obviously you're not. You got a lot of talents, man. Being handy isn't one of them. Now look at what I fucking made with my hands.
I saw a pretty good take on Twitter or X about someone was like, a thing that has happened recently is that millennial men have ceased to develop traditionally male hobbies while also not picking up feminine ones, so they're like completely useless. I think that's basically true.
Yeah,
like you know, if you take the average guy and ask, can you build a table? Yeah, there's no way. But they also can't cook a damn dinner.
Right. So then they're left with
nothing,
polishing their damn.
And then they can't even get jobs anymore.
Now it comes back to this.
Yeah.
Can't woodwork and can't suck dick. Useless. Amen, Robbie. Yeah. Amen. You should totally paint a wall. It's really it's fun to paint. And if you do it too long, you kind of start feeling weird.
Oh yeah,
which is kind of fun. I got a big thing of green paint in there.
In the movie Bottoms, they make a joke about huffing paint. I thought that was kind of crazy. People
do it. There's like that's a thing. Did you? Yeah, I was talking with someone about robo tripping. Did you ever do that?
Oh, I didn't do it, but I know people.
I didn't either. But it was like we were talking about whether kids Robo Trip now, because it feels like a lot of the reasons kids I knew Robo Tripped is because they couldn't smoke weed or get beers, and I feel like getting weed is so much easier now that it feels like a thing of the past. But I'm sure
in the Lil Wayne era, it was like really. I mean, that's
lean. That's like
is that different?
Cough syrup. That's cough syrup.
But isn't Robo Tripping Robitussin?
Robitussin, cough syrup is codeine. They're two different chemicals.
I thought they were. I thought they were similar.
Yeah, I did it once, but it was out of sheer desperation. Better off Ted. Robo tripping is when you just drink an entire bottle of Robitussin, the cough medicine, and then if you don't go to sleep, you start tripping really, really hard.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Ambien. Like people trip on Ambien and shit like that.
Oh yeah, if you stay up, you can go crazy.
I once took Ativan.
What is that one again? Is that anti-anxiety or is it
anti-anxiety?
Yeah.
I can't believe how well this works. It was crazy. And I know it's addictive. And I can understand why, because I was honestly in a very anxious state.
Yeah.
And I took it and I was immediately calm. And it was like, I feel like you don't think of drugs having that effect of immediately changing your whole mindset.
What episode of House? Shout out Gamer Dr. House, incredibly. When it turns out this is a character I did on another show who is at Dr. House, but he was a gamer.
Nice.
Yeah. That's the UCB training. Where it turns out the guy who's a genius is robo tripping because he can't bear the weight of his intellect. Interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, wow,
that's true.
That's so real. Damn. You got that house money, man.
I can't believe that.
I'm surprised you've never heard that. A couple of years ago, somebody did like a thing where they're like, no, it's the guy from Mass Effect, the video game from Massive Attack, in a way that was like, oh, okay. Yes, that's correct.
You know what I heard is that Mr. Brainwash is from Daft Punk.
What's the other guy's name?
Mr. Brainwash?
No. He's one of them.
I don't know.
Wait, is it Mr. Brainwash one of the? Wait,
Mr. Brainwash is the guy from Exit Through the Gift Shop.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So,
Banksy is a street artist, and Massive Attack is a band.
I don't even know what genre that band is. I just know the only song I know is the Dr. House song.
Isn't it kind of like?
It's sort of like it's some sort of computer music for sure.
Some kind of freaking computer music.
Damn, I've been listening to Gary Newman lately. Now that fucker's crazy. Mm-hmm. You mess with him?
Mm-mm. I don't really know shit about music.
I'm surprised.
I know. You'd think. It goes with all my shit, but I really don't know anything. I like kind of, but like compared to literally any of my friends, I don't know shit. You know?
Man, I would have thought at Oberlin that they would rip you.
I pretended. I've certainly pretended, but I think after I left Oberlin and it felt like it was like less social currency to know about that stuff, I kind of resigned myself to. John, you ever done an ice bath?
Well, I'm a big cold water swimmer. I love to swim in cold water. I'm a little bit of type 2 fun that I really enjoy. I think my favorite thing in the world is swimming in a alpine lake, sort of. So like a lake at the top of a mountain. And yeah, it's awesome.
You know what my favorite thing in the world is?
What?
Super Mario Bros. Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I've ever done in my entire life is play that game. Worth the money.
Why would they make Galaxy 2 when they could just make like Universe or some crap? Or they did do that.
Well, that's kind of what Odyssey is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But they made 2 because 1 was so good, and they were like, we got more to say on this.
And by the way, what was Mario doing messing around with that backpack that sprayed water? That was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, that's interesting. You bring that up. And here's where we can show my knowledge, which is that was originally a different game. They got turned into a Mario game late in its release, in its development cycle, because it was when the GameCube was coming out, and they were worried because the original N64 was such a smash hit
with Super Mario 64.
They were like, we need to have a launch title, and they only had Luigi's Mansion.
Wow.
So then, but my thing was kind of, I like Super Mario Sunshine. It's got its problems, but that guy then went on to make Super Mario Galaxy, which is arguably like the best Super Mario 3D platformer. So
I'm sorry, I have to pop off for a second.
Okay,
Because Behemoth came at me so hard just now.
Now do I have to say it's hard to stop more rich than saying my favorite is swimming in a hot spring in the Swiss Alps?
That is not at all
Alpine
what I said.
lake swimming. Brother, the working man doesn't know what the fuck Alpine is.
This shit is free, but bro.
What about driving to get there? What about taking time off work? What about, is it free, man? You know what is fucking free? The fucking pictures you get to take when you get to fucking Disneyland of your kid hanging out with Goofy and looking at that and being like, wow, that's amazing.
This is part of the issue with America. People think that going to Disneyland is more of a activity of the working man than literally swimming in a free lake in a mountain. Bro, get in your car. No, I'm Boometh. You can't say sorry now. No, I'm just kidding. But straight up, guys, just like find an alpine lake. It's not going to cost you that much money. It's not going to cost you anything. Yeah. It's interesting to me because truly Disneyland is going to bleed you dry. That's $200, like,
easy
minimum.
Minimum. If you go to Disneyland, if you do it right and you do all the shit, it's at least $350.
That's crazy. Yeah. I couldn't. Okay, Alpine is just we're talking about I'll just say mountain lake. I call it an alpine lake. Some people call it a mountain lake.
Okay, we'll call it a mountain lake.
I've been lately big fan of night swim, drinking 40s, and watching the moon. That shit is free, and that's gonna be the best experience of your life. You and your friends can talk about that for years and years and years. Some Disney ass shit when some corporation tried to put a USB drive in your head and download fun into your brain. You'll forget in a second.
And I'm sitting here, man. I'm saying I'm looking at this fucking $40 Yoshi branded power up, man. I'm thinking that's the most fun I've had. Finally, my girlfriend and I had something to fucking talk about. We didn't just sit in silence in this dark. We got to go. Each other.
I'll take you to a little bit of a. Lately, I've been going to this little swimming area, and it's in. I'm not going to reveal where it is because things like this you need to keep secret. I'm not so privileged.
You were always going into cool places like this, and I feel like something I haven't taken advantage of.
And in
LA,
I
legit love nature.
This guy loves nature. Man. Yeah, I'm losing the chat again, but But the point is the point is that you can have so much fun doing that. I love it.
That's a good point. Teens these days can bring their Switch to their spot at the reservoir and do a night swim and play Mario. Is there anything wrong with that?
Teens these days can play their Switch to their spot at the reservoir. I mean, I'm scared for these teens. John is scared I'm going to show up with a gun that kills eagles. The point is,
let's just say, dude, if there's one person that was gonna be at the fucking end of the Shinzo Abe gun in this room, it ain't me, bro. I'm a friend of the working man.
No, I completely agree. I think it's just crazy. Like when you go to Disney World, it is so many people are. It's just a fact, a cold hard fact. That for so many people, they're saving up all year to do this.
Yeah,
that's a little bit tragic.
It is, and cruises are tragic. But see, Joe, can I say something I know about you that is not damning in the same way, but I think says a lot about the difference between you and I?
Uh-huh.
As I know that you find very little joy in restaurants.
Yeah. I hate restaurants that are expensive.
Right. And to me, it's like almost a similar thing where it's like, well, I understand that I am paying for something at a premium, and I understand there are things going in that aren't directly related to the thing itself, but I also am like getting a combination of things I've never had before.
Yeah.
You know? So like there is joy to that. Now you go out in nature, well, let's just say I've seen a tree about 1 million fucking times in my life, but I've never had the fucking sashimi at Nobu that melts in my mouth and I say, God can never make this. Only man could make this. Some of my fondest memories of my friends are playing Magic at the Clearing in the Woods at Log Raven Reservoir. Unsleeved Cards knows new shit about competitive Magic.
Okay, that's epic.
That is great.
That gets me that is honestly, that's thumbs up. That's nerd. Yeah. And yet, thumbs up because of the outdoorsmanship. And that seems true. Whereas, that seems to resonate on a core heart level. Whereas this D&D crap lately, I don't know if I really believe it. So,
all right. So, we're asked about the food of... I don't want to... You know what, man? I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's talk about the food at Universal. I went to the fucking Mario Cafe. This is going to make your fucking head spin, dude.
Yeah.
This is make your fucking head spin. Me and Katie went to the Mario Cafe. We got the Mario burger.
Uh-huh.
We got the Yoshi chicken salad.
Nice.
We got the question mark tiramisu. We got the beanpole cake.
Uh-huh.
We both got the super squash star drink, which has popping boba and stars in the shape of Mario.
Oh my gosh, that sounds fun.
We got the tomato soup that has a mushroom bowl. And guess what? Guess how much it cost? $80 fucking.
That's not bad, right?
It actually wasn't that bad for all that. You'd think it'd be a lot more. There's a great D&D scene at the end of Freaks and Geeks that I think begat the whole generation. Yeah, because they saw fucking what's his face doing it, and they're like, oh, maybe it is cool. I could go off on D&D 5e or whatever. Let's just say there's a wonderful world of indie RPGs made by queer creators that you can find and buy for like $10.
I'm joking about hating nerds. I just want to say,
yeah, because you fucking are one.
Yeah,
dude. You know that. Like if someone honestly, dude, let me tell you something. Can I explain something to you? If you and I were walking down the street, who do you think, based on the way that we act?
Yeah.
Who do you think they're gonna think is a nerd?
I don't know, honestly.
I guess I don't really know either.
Pauly Shore called me a nerd in LA. That's pretty cool.
Really?
Me and my friend were pitching a movie to Pauly Shore, and I don't know what was happening. My friend was doing a better. I don't know. It was just was
the weird LA stuff.
My friend connected me to Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
And at some point during the pitch, my friend was much more sort of charismatic, some more confident energy. And at some point, Pauly looked at him and pointed to me and said, "Who's this nerd?" And Pauly is the king. He is really cool.
It's funny to me also that, like, I mean, you got to imagine he's got a lot of nerds pitching movie. I mean, writers.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
And then I saw him years later, and I was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And he was like, "I remember you." So
really,
Pauly's the king.
Pauly's the king.
That's
Shout
all it
out
takes.
Pauly Shore.
That's all it takes to win me over.
John Francis Daley was in Freaks and Geeks, and now he wrote and directed the D&D movie. What about that, man?
I mean, that guy's cool. He's doing a good job.
He is doing a good job.
Who's the guy who recently directed a movie and then there were so many accusations of sexual harassment on set of it that he got shut down? I always confuse that guy with John Francis Daley.
I always confused Lord and Miller with John Francis Daley and his writing partner. Like, did John Francis Daley make the Lego movie or no?
That's Lord and Miller.
Right.
That's big time Lord and Miller.
Lord and Miller vibes. You probably hate Lord and Miller. My friends that are DMs aren't willing to play with me. That's sad. D&D is fun. Baldur's Gate. There's a new D&D game out now.
Wait, that's D&D too?
Yeah.
It's just I'm confused also about how this IP works. It seems like there's no protection of the D&D IP.
Well, it is interesting. So part of D&D is that I would say the wild card expression, I think Luke might be considered a working man. I don't know that either of you would get pegged nerd immediately, but also what does nerd even mean anymore? The people who actually deserve to be bullied for the shit are VC funding human tracking technology. Yep. Exactly. Yep. We got to be bullying and coding nerds.
Human
if you
trafficking
like the
technology too.
Yes, exactly.
Who cares about the minors? With the people are not focused enough on the minors and too focused on the minors on an island somewhere. I think the thread will know what I'm talking about there. That's a little drop from men north of Richmond. I'm worried.
Is that in that? Yeah, that's really fun. But I thought he was talking about the Chilean miners that got trapped.
No, I think he's talking about American miners.
Were they okay? The Chilean miners?
I don't know. I hope so.
I hope so too. This is honestly interesting about Baldur's Gate is that D&D, and they're trying to change it right now because I think Hasbro bought the people that own D&D, but famously the system itself is open source, so anyone can use it.
What?
Yeah, so that's why, like, for the movie they had to get the rights because they were using some of the stuff, but the system itself you don't have to pay for the rights to use. Jeez. Luke, how's your relationship with Carlisle? There's a really can I show you the woman that I'm romancing in Baldur's
in a game?
Yeah. She's really beautiful. Checking his fucking watch as I do this. Okay, she's amazing.
Oh wow. So
you have sex with her.
No.
Can't do that. I mean, you say you like the sex in your scenes in your movies, and then I show you a beautiful demon woman.
That's crazy.
And you fucking you go no. You're a prude, dude.
I just have a weird internal code about these things.
I guess so, man. There was a big thing where Hasbro was actually trying to close the open SRD for D&D because they were decided to bleed. Yeah. Because then, yeah, totally. But it's interesting. That's why there's so much that's why D&D gets used. That is a big reason of its staying cultural power is like it gets used as this. You call Luke a sexist nerd when you don't even appreciate the big red woman. Fucking exactly.
I never said that.
Fucking exactly.
That. Yeah.
Look at her. She's got a fucking tick. God damn. Holy shit. I wish girls like this went to my school. Look at her, man.
Damn. That's crazy.
Beautiful.
Man.
Sexy as can be.
You think I could get in trouble for anything I said on this? Probably not.
I don't think so, but I can take it down if you want me.
Okay,
to. Yeah, I can take down the thing, but if you say, I'm trying to think.
I don't think so.
The crook. You didn't say anything bad about your employers.
We can go back. We can talk about this after.
Oh yeah. You don't want to talk about this on air.
No.
All right. Well, you brought it up.
The movie that I pitched Pauly Shore was it was an idea that he had, and jeez, I wish I could remember it, but I think it was pretty similar to
Strays.
No, to the movie where him and Alec Baldwin's brother are stuck in a freaking biodome. I wish I could remember. I'm sure I have it somewhere on a Google Doc. But he had this other idea that was pretty good. That he was like, he pitched us his idea that he was like, maybe you guys should write this one, and it was like an idea where these guys find a MTV Spring Break VHS in their dad's closet, and they're like, they go to their dad and they're like, apparent in this pitch, the world, people aren't having as much fun anymore, and then they find the MTV Spring Break VHS and they watch it and they're like, this guy's so fun, we gotta get him back to bring fun back to the world. Their dad? No, it's Pauly Shore. So then they have to go to Florida to. I mean, we missed out on this Pauly Shore like when he was raining, but it seems like a really fun time. He was just doing these MTV Spring Break things
having a
where
blast.
He was playing this crazy character and everybody loved him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of down for, I mean, yeah. I gotta watch like Stepson or
I don't really know shit about like I know who he is.
Yeah.
But I would watch that.
I know. I feel like the pitch that he had, I was like, okay, yeah, let's watch. Like, I would definitely watch it. It sounds like a blast.
I thought it was going to be a thing where they see their dad in the MTV Spring Break and they're like, what's going on there? And it's sort of a beautiful family drama.
No.
Yeah.
More so Wheezing the Juice. Yeah.
Yeah. Wheeze the Juice. Is that his theme?
That's his. He had a character called the what is it? I'm like feeling bad now, but he
like this pitch. It's like Jumanji. The pulls them back into Spring Break, and they learn how to roll back to woke mob through.
I know the Weasel. I don't know if Pauly is like I wonder if he's anti woke mob. I guess every comedian of that generation is probably at least a little bit.
Yeah, he probably doesn't really know what it means, but he's like, yeah, you're telling me I can't say whatever the fuck I want. Like I'm mad at you.
When I met up with him, we met up on at Intelligentsia in Silver Lake, and he was like the king of the block. He like knew everybody there and was like, and people were like, Pauly's the king of this block.
The one in Silver Lake?
Yeah, on Sunset.
I know he lives around there. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. It's just these people, like, the fact is, any stand-up comedian who's successful is fucking awesome. That shit is so hard. Like, anybody who did that,
interesting.
There's pretty much not as, even this guy with oh wow, let me just say this to Assball Axiom. There's an insane billboard I saw in Wilshire today that said you can't be woke and anti-Semitic at the same time and Jew hate. This is a very bad organization.
It's the one that it's the fucked up one. Right? It's like super pro-Israel.
Yeah. Super Zionist lady. You see something like that, you gotta the alarm bells start coming off.
Yeah. I see I get a lot of sponsored Instagram ads from that same group.
That's very interesting.
It's always crazy. So I'm gonna just like really dial back because you were worried about things you said. I'm sure it's good. No, you said you were worrying about things you were saying on the show, and then you said every stand-up comedian is good because it's so hard to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I mean, off the top of the head, I can think of double digits number of ones that are like actually not good people.
Yeah, you're talking about.
I'm talking about Louis D'Elia, Zari. Yeah. Like, I mean, you really, the list goes on.
Yeah.
So
that might be a top candidate for erasure. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying that maybe don't say that stuff if you're. I'm not even saying what you believe. I'm saying what you should be saying in a public setting probably isn't that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Like if I could give you a note. Also, Jew here and Kate encountering that shit. God, dude, it's so scary. My wife saw another thing that said Jew haters deserve a beating, and it's a sick figure beating up a sick figure.
Oh my god,
that literally makes me cringe, bro.
I recently sold something on OfferUp. I sold some weights, and the guy came to pick them up, and he was like, just talking a lot. He was like, my son, I had weights, but then my son took them, and weights are so expensive, and it was just kind of like, let's just get this transaction over.
Yeah.
I was sort of weird. I was sort of like being cautious about it just because he stayed in his car. I didn't want to put the weights in his car.
Right.
And then he would drive away.
Right.
And then I didn't get paid. So I gave him one. He paid me, and then I gave him the other. I looked at his arm. He's got a huge red swastika tattoo.
Oh my God.
I've never seen anything like that in the wild. It was crazy.
Holy shit.
So some of the hashtag NJuHate stuff is real.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I was like, is this a... there's that Indian symbol that's of peace.
Yeah, I don't think it was that, huh?
But it was red, and it was next to a tattoo of a guy in a gas mask.
Yeah,
it was so fucked
I don't
up.
think that's the.
Do you think that in that situation I should have been like, "Hey, fuck you, man"?
Did he look like he would? It seemed like based on his tattoos, maybe he's the kind of guy that would straight up kill you. So
no,
maybe
he seemed like a very just like normal, nice guy. Apart from the
huge
tattoo.
Nazi swastika.
I've heard that you can get your tattoos if you have a swastika. Yeah, I think I've heard that you can get your swastikas removed for free.
For free, I've also heard that.
I'm trying to tell everybody that.
I
it's
do.
Okay if you have.
Yeah,
one.
I think that's just so funny. I think that we see a guy with a big swastika tattoo, and our first thing is like maybe he had to get it.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it wasn't his choice.
Yeah.
You got attacked by Nazis at a Wawa on Juneteenth. Jesus Christ, Behemoth.
Oh my gosh,
crazy,
I'm sorry.
Bro. Jesus. You said you live in Philly though.
That's
awful. Not saying that makes it right, but that certainly. Philly's one of the most fucked up towns. You ever been to Philly?
Never.
I fuck with it, and I've like done a bunch of shows there, but it's like you're like, this is the part of the East Coast where you're like, yeah, there's a bunch of crazy ass like fucking like white dudes who like are insane on the East Coast, in the Northeast. Oh, isn't bumfuck Maryland? Maryland is a fucking shit show. That is definitely true.
Never been there either.
What's up, everything now? You never had a Nazi problem in Philly. All right, well, there we go. I'm talking shit about Philly.
Yeah.
Maryland's the South, man. South of the Mason-Dixon line. Never forget that, dude.
Never been.
Never been. If you want to hear the story, I could call back in. Yeah, we'll hear the story, and then it'll probably be our last thing of the night.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Maryland is very much the South. That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm from fucking DC, and it's like, yeah, DC itself isn't the South, but like you're next to Virginia and Maryland and like these fucked up places that are fucked. All right, we'll wait for this call, and then we'll be done, man.
Okay, cool.
And then me and you can kind of talk and
debrief.
Like kind of go through.
Make some edits.
Did I say it?
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've had so much fun here with the whole crew.
Yeah, have you had fun?
Yep, big time.
I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. It's funny, John, you seemed kind of nervous before, and that yet you were one of the most antagonistic guests I've ever had. It's kind of fun how that kind of works. Okay, we got the call coming in. Hello, caller.
Hey, it's Jason again.
What's up?
Hey, I was calling about the Nazi thing at the Wawa.
Yeah, please.
So I think a thing about Maryland that is weird, and I've always thought, because I grew up in Baltimore County, is that like if you're in that like middle sort of column of Maryland that stretches from like northern Baltimore County down through the DC metro, it's like what people might think of as like quote unquote the North.
Yeah.
But if you're like to either side of that line, it very much feels like the South. And by South, I mean like a bunch of white people who have never seen a black person before.
Straight up. No, it's so real, dude. I used to go out to like this like campsite in like Western Maryland, and it was crazy. Like it was always a bunch of that shit. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
So I was, it was Juneteenth. I had gone home for Father's Day, and I was driving back to Philly. And there's this Wawa, and like it's in a part of Maryland where I know the vibe, but like, I grew up like getting the shit kicked out of me by these people when I was a kid. Like I was like the one Jew in a very waspy part of the county. So whatever. So I'm like there. There's something wrong with my car. I'm fixing it. These guys are staring at me the whole time. I think they were like working a road crew. They're what you picture when I say like it's a bunch of guys with Iron Cross tattoos who were like working a road crew.
Yeah, totally.
And they're and it's Juneteenth, and they're like talking shit about like how like it's fucked up that like, you know, like all they used language I will certainly not repeat here, but like how all the black people got a vacation day today. I'm like it's a federal holiday, so like it's not my fault that you don't know any black people, that you're racist pieces of shit or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I go inside, they're watching me the whole time. I get a sandwich, I get a hot tea. Cause I'm like, you know, and then I come out and of course they're coming up to me and I'm like, okay, you know, I've got bleached hair. I've got I look like, you know, vaguely queer. And Jewy, or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'll let them say whatever they're going to say, and I'll just be on my merry way. And you know, they give me the business, and I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna go. I'll be out of here. You won't have to worry about me anymore. And usually those guys, like, you know, they're cowards, and they get off on like power tripping on people. So, like, if you don't give them an inch. If you can, you know, usually they'll just back off. Whoa. But then this guy grabbed me, and like the three other guys started to like surround me. There's an important piece of context here that I should add, which is I have this is going to sound like a ludicrous lie, but I have a genetic mutation that on my LRP5 gene that makes it so that my bones are basically unbreakable.
What?
So if I got hit by a car in December going 40 miles an hour. I was totally fine, and we looked into it, and it's like, oh wow, you actually got this thing.
What the
superpower?
So
So you're the guy from Unbreakable?
I am. Yes. People that frequently because I'm in Philly. Yeah. But it does make me feel like less, I guess, intimidated, like when I'm in like a physical confrontation or whatever. So I'm still just trying to get out of this, but this one guy is like fingering like a comically large like Bowie knife. Yeah. And this guy is like, you know, I'm not done with you yet. Where are you going? And what I ended up doing was like I said something to the guy that he found very confusing, and then I punched him in the sternum hard enough that I'm pretty sure the bone broke.
But there's multiple guys there, right?
Right, the main guy who's in front of me.
Oh my gosh.
I punch him hard enough that he like just goes down, and then I have my hot tea in the left hand, and there's one guy standing in between me and my car, and I fling that into that guy's face, and so he's screaming, the other guy's screaming, the other two guys. I have a tire iron in my car. This is a Wawa at like 4 p.m. There's people around, but like none of them give a shit. It's bizarre, and so like. I'm like, okay, I'm going to run in my car. If those two guys are following me, I'm going to get the tire iron, and then it's going to be, you know, but if they're not, I'm just going to drive off. And then, you know, they were confused. They didn't know what to do. They were like, so I'm literally like, all right, I'm gone. And then, you know, that was it.
What the fuck, man?
Wait, I can you remind me how many people there are total in this Nazi gang?
There were 4 guys. There was like the main guy, like 5'6", 5'7", like built like a, you know, boulder.
Jesus.
And then there's one guy who I would describe as looking like weird. You know, there's a lot of like white supremacist Nazi dudes, like just kind of look like a regular dude. But then the other 2 guys were like very much like, you know, kind of like in their 40s, kind of looked like they, you know, maybe smoked too much meth or like, you know,
right.
Wow. You know,
right.
Not look great. They had a lot of bad tattoos, you know.
Yeah. God damn, dude, that's crazy. So is it? So does your? It's crazy that now the most interesting thing to me also is the Unbreakable shit. It's like, so is it that like they hit you and like you just kind of can take it because your bones don't break?
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
It hurts,
like,
right?
I've had other situations. I got at a time because it's kind of when I got hit by the car, the stuff kind of all started adding up, like stuff that had happened to me in the past.
Right.
Wow,
like,
just like an Unbreakable.
You know,
doesn't he have a moment like that where everything adds up for him?
Yeah, doesn't
he has the train accident.
Yeah.
So your train accident was the car.
Accident. The car, right?
Wow.
When I was, you know, in college, I think it was right after college. Somebody like hit me in the face with a wooden chair, right in the like the edge of the chair was like right on my nose, like right where the bone starts. And I had to go to the emergency room because like my nose was falling down, and like the nurse took my X-ray 4 times because she did not believe that I didn't have so much hairline.
When the nurse doesn't believe, that's how you know
which
you're
I also think
super.
maybe is a scene in Unbreakable where they like take the nurse. Jason, this is an incredible story, man.
Yeah, wow.
This is fucking nuts, bro.
I'll never be in a fight in my whole life.
I know.
I already know that.
You are like as you're looking at two also Jewish men, but weak physically.
Yeah.
I mean, all my bones would be breaking so easily. But that's incredible, man. Wow.
And by the way, if the nurse tries to break out the X-ray machine again, you got to be like, "Hey, this radiation is too much for
I can't
me
get
in
it.
one
I don't
day."
want to get any cancer, man.
Yeah.
It might lead to a Hulk situation.
Well, what are you gonna do now with this knowledge? Are you gonna fucking kill? Are you gonna destroy? Are you gonna fight for justice?
Well, I think I've also. I mean, without getting weird, like waxing like grandiose about it. I like being aware of the fact that like I can tank hits, which is something I think I knew
sure
for a long time because I got beaten up by dudes so much when I was younger, and then eventually I never resulted in lasting damage.
Right.
So there has been a number of moments in my life where like a fight has happened or somebody has been beating on somebody, and I will like throw myself in the middle because now that I know that I can take it, like I'm even probably more willing to. I'm not going to say like I'm certainly not going out there like a vigilante, but I like to help people, and like I have that knowledge where it's like okay, I can like jump in front of this thing for this person.
Yeah. That's incredible, man. Because I've only been in one fight in my life, and I am a coward.
You shattered like glass every. You were.
I was your glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I shatter like glass. I shatter like the damn SpongeBob guy. God,
it's not like it is in a way like empowering, right? Because like I don't feel like I have to constantly be worried. I mean, in Philly, I don't feel like I have to worry about that because I'm not encountering a bunch of racist white people on like a daily basis. But like if I'm out, it is in a way empowering, but also like that that day at the Wawa, like I did not feel. I mean, after I drove off, I didn't really feel too much of a way in any way about it because it's not the first time something like that has happened to me because that shit just, but like, it doesn't feel good to like know that you have that in you in a way. Right. Like, it's like, I would never relish like doing that kind of violence to somebody. And then on the other hand, it's like, I'm glad I was able to do what I needed to do to get out of there. And if I can leverage that to ever, throw myself in front of something.
And also you probably didn't make them like Jews anymore by kicking their ass.
I think that probably helps.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
There's not building any bridges there.
Probably not, but they probably weren't good friends. I mean, Jason, that's an incredible story, man. Fuck.
Gosh. The only time I ever got into anything resembling a fight was someone in elementary school pushed me in the bathroom and I kind of hit them in the face with my flat hand.
Really?
And I think he was surprised that I had hit him. And that's the closest I've come to any sort of Nazi incident.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Was he a Nazi?
Well, probably.
Was he Jewish?
No, definitely not.
He was a Nazi.
But anyway, I'm not to steal focus, so that's
yeah. That's so your story compared to Jason's story, that like sucks.
Yeah,
you know that,
I
right?
know that.
Yeah. Like that story is crap, and like his is like that's one of the best stories I've ever heard. I don't even know if I'd even call what you said an anecdote. All that was just sort of like I guess like a memory. It might be something you share to your.
I'm trying to hype. Just underline how crazy
by saying something that happened to you when you were a kid, where you hit a kid with your hand.
Exactly.
I don't think we needed to hype it up.
Well, just saying.
Yeah. Well, thanks, John. I appreciate it. Man, Jason, thank you for calling in, brother. I appreciate you sharing that story.
That's wild.
Yeah, of course. Great talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Have a great night.
All right, take care. Well, John, here's the thing that happened while we were on the call. I don't know if you saw this, but we got a raid.
Yeah, I did see that.
So we got a ton of people watching, and are you down to kind of do some more with me?
Sure.
Is that show?
Yeah, of
All
course.
right, folks. Welcome, everybody. Welcome from Chapo Trap House. This is Chat Havers. It's a call-in show. About having conversation. A lot of these call-in shows, you get the fuck on and you say, people will try and tell you what to do. No one is ever going to tell you what the fuck to do here. You know what I mean? You get on, you say your piece. We fucking listen. Whatever crazy shit you have to say, legally we'll have to listen to it. And every time there's a guest, our guest tonight is John Millstein. This is Kirby. He's a cat.
I know. I've never really met this cat before, and it is really a friendly.
He's really,
cat. That's awesome.
Come here, Bumbo.
Yeah, this cat's just been really
He is not
getting all up in my hand in sort of a way. I'm like your owner's right there. Like, chill out.
I know
It's
he
not
really, but you know what I learned about him? This is sort of classic. I mean, you've seen him in this in cartoons. He hates dogs, loves humans, but we brought one dog over once, and I've never seen him act aggressive, and he acted so aggressive.
Is he rescue?
He is, but like baby rescue. Like he was like 2 months old when we got him.
Oh my gosh, what a sweetheart.
There's another cat too, but she hides. She hates people. But yeah, folks, it's a call-in show, baby. I do this 4 nights a week. We're fucking here. You call in, you talk. Is Phil Millstein? No, I don't think so. Who is that?
No idea.
No idea.
Maybe there's some New York Millsteins who are
maybe
really
related to you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Behemoth, I actually think it was perfect because you rated and then you were calling in with it was a rate and then you were calling in with something interesting. It wasn't just me and John talking about movies.
That was definitely the only time in the past 2 hours that someone's talked about breaking a Nazi sternum.
Yeah.
So
these two guys are not.
That.
No, I didn't take it that way at all. But it would be funny imagining a world where we queued up that call and then it was like, okay, yeah, so Behemoth, you're gonna call in right as they raid, so people are like, whoa, this show's freaking crazy.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. I believe the fucking bone thing. I'll tell you what.
Yep.
But folks, yeah, we're fucking chilling.
How does it work when I don't know Twitch too well? How does a raid? So how did they organize this crap? Should we be
scared? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
No. It's like people send all their viewers from when they're done. They send it to someone else.
Nice.
And now they're fucking here.
Nice.
So, someone keeps doing a bit that they're 8. But I'm not really sure what it means. But you also recognize the area code. See you soon. This is what people call a hate raid. Yeah, I think we're getting hate raided right now.
No, not possible.
Yeah, anti-Semitic hate raid.
No.
The Chapo Trap House are one of the most anti-Semitic
the thing is,
groups I can
my
think
people
of.
have survived so many hate raids that like I'm just sort of like at bring it on at this point. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like
to me, every raid is a hate raid until proved otherwise. You know what I mean? I don't have the unbreakable bone thing though, so did you see
carry
the Shinzo Abe gun?
Did you see did you see Glass?
No, I've only seen Unbreakable.
Glass is so bad. It's
really
crazy.
I feel like some people were like Glass is kind of good.
I think that's
Split is shit. Oh, okay.
Glass. The whole movie takes place in like in the psych ward where they're like, let's. Sarah Paulson is like, I'm a psychiatric doctor who specializes in treating people who have the disease of thinking they're superheroes, and then it's like it's just crazy.
But so did they do action stuff, or are they just like
there's a little bit of action, but most of it's just like talk therapy in the we got a caller.
Oh,
most of it's just talk therapy.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What is your name and what are you calling about?
Hey, it's just Bowmore checking in again to let everyone know that I am drinking heavily, and they will take a call from anybody.
Yeah.
I've already talked tonight. I've already spoken my piece tonight.
Yeah.
But they will take a call from anybody, and you can call in, and they will love to talk to you.
Thank you, Bowmore. And that is true, unless you start with a slur.
I will, Robbie.
Talk to you. You can't start with one. But if one slips in and you didn't mean to, well, you can't do that either. But just don't do that. But anything else is fine. You know. I
like this website that you're using.
Call-in Studio. Yeah, it's great. I can have a line of callers coming up. It's quite incredible. Man. Behemoth, thank you for the sub. Can we call from block numbers? Yeah, sure. You can call whatever you want. You can also go to the website.
Dolly, call in. Dolly McNugget, you got to call in. You're having a good time. You need to call on in.
I love it. Bowmore, thank you for calling in just to hype up the show.
That's
I love
awesome.
to see this. I love to see
That's all I do. That's what I'm here for.
That's fucking incredible, man. Yeah, you could also go to chathavers.net and call in. You don't even have to call with a phone. Do you believe that, John?
The number of things.
And I think you can even call while I'm on taking up space, and they'll see it on the log, and they can immediately hang up.
This is the thing about millennials, though, is they hate getting on the phone.
That is true. Yeah. I've heard that, man. What do you think? So I love the phone.
I don't know.
People get mad at me because I'm always FaceTiming. They don't like that I'm always trying to FaceTime them.
You're FaceTiming people.
I've been on the phone my whole life. I've been recently told that my phone voice is too loud.
You were told that tonight, yeah. I love But I don't.
That's
but,
a mixing issue.
But yeah, that's a mixing issue, Bowmore. I don't think that was you, man.
I worked at a doctor's office for 5 years, and when you talk to old people on the phone for like 8 hours a day, you learn how to scream into the phone.
That is very true. That is very true. I'm 8 and I'm just setting up my bat mitzvah. I mean, Dolly, you can really tell when someone isn't Jewish because, of course, 8 isn't the year of a bat mitzvah.
No.
It's 13. Bowmore, even you know that.
You can
I
even
imagine.
log
You
on
have
to
to be some kind
Netflix
of
right now.
child prodigy. Hey, I just want to say, in light of what we've been discussing tonight, I am not Jewish, but I bear a Jewish last name.
Really?
My last name might as well be Hershowitz or whatever.
What
And
what
so
is it?
everywhere I go, they go, yeah.
Oh, okay, you
But
don't want to say.
Everywhere
Okay,
I
fair
go,
enough.
people ask me, "Are you Jewish?"
Yep.
And I say, "I'm not Jewish, but I love fucking Jewish people. I love Jewish people." And
Nice.
you know, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah,
Are you
it's
Polish?
It's a weird question to answer. No, but probably the last religious person in my family was probably like 1880 or something. We've been non-practicing for many, many years, but I still have the name. I have a name that you would recognize from a mile away.
Good for you staying up on that family history too. I don't know what my family was doing in 1880. Well, some of them were in Europe.
Well, I
they're
don't
all
know
in Europe.
either, but we're a very secular group.
Yeah.
I should say.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so your family was Jewish? Is that what you're saying?
Well, my father is very culturally Jewish. His father was even more extremely
So
culturally
you're Jewish. You're fucking
Jewish.
Jewish, dude. You have a Jewish last name and your dad's Jewish. You know what? I'm so sick of this cultural. If you're fucking Jewish, all right, Bowmore, we got a call coming in. Take care, man. You're Jewish, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey,
You're
cultural.
Jewish.
I'm Jewish. Yeah.
You're Jewish. All right. Take care.
This cat on the chair.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. Wait, shit. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
First time.
What's up?
Hi, first time listener, first time caller.
Incredible.
I just
The
want to know what
bravery.
you think about the whole Lizzo situation. I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Lizzo, you said? You said Lizzo?
Yeah, I think so.
Man, just to see a woman who slayed, then clearly her demon slayed her.
I think the crazy thing to me is that
destroyed her. Does that
this-
make sense?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the kind of smoking gun on the Lizzo situation is that they had to go to a strip club and touch a stripper's boobs or something like that. It just seems like weird.
Strange.
Like, it doesn't even seem like, I guess if that is your work environment, that is pretty toxic, but
Right.
it doesn't seem like it's not evil.
So you're
certainly.
pro Lizzo on this.
I don't know. I feel like it's all kind of corny or whatever.
Yeah.
That seems to be the main take, right? I mean,
It's also I don't really like honestly I'm like yeah, like she's still a fucking pop star and has to fucking worry about like appearance. I don't know what people think. Maybe I
guess people, you set yourself up to be, you can set yourself up to be kind of taken down a peg when you make being very like just your main principle, and then you're proven to not be that way.
That really is the thing always. It's literally just about whether you were like if you made it your thing or not.
Yeah.
Do you think, and here's something I
think Freak Scene does have it right. It was kind of intense what they were made to do.
What about this? Do you think Lizzo and the RZA ever get together and
from Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think they'd ever have something to talk about?
That beats the fucking hell out of me.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
The RZA and Riz, those things aren't really related though.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't really what about the RZA and SZA? See, Bowmore, that's a much better joke. The RZA and SZA.
I love SZA.
Lizzo, I love SZA too. And Sia.
She's I haven't
She's
seen her in a
alright.
while.
She's too close with Shia LaBeouf. I don't like that they're friends. RZA and Jizza, RZA the chef. Lizzo loves to eat. All right, yeah, fair enough.
Man.
Yeah, my take on the whole Lizzo thing is sometimes great artists don't always have the great.
Yeah.
I like someone going to bat for Lizzo whose whole thing is like how people go to bat for Woody Allen. They're like,
Right.
well, the art is good, but you're doing it about Lizzo, or her whole thing is body empowerment.
I think her art is maybe a little bit compromised to begin with, in the sense that it's calculated on some level.
Of course, yeah.
And I think that's why people are like so amped to kind of take her down. Also, who knows?
Yeah.
People just like to tear a gal down. It happens, but it is crazy. Did you see her dance coordinator put out that video that was like immediately after everything was breaking? Her dance coordinator made this video that was like, I just want to say, like, God is so beautiful. It's like really, it feels very psychotic. You're watching, you're just like, this is just bizarre.
Yeah.
Really, religious people are weird.
It's like when you double down on the God stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, remember that thing? You know that show Cheer, the documentary about the cheerleaders?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? The cheerleader guy, got sent to prison for being a child pedophile between the seasons, and then he wrote this insane letter where he was like, I'm like, know that God like is putting me here for a reason, and I'm gonna become like a motivational speaker when I get out of jail.
Crazy.
And
It's
I'm
like, yeah.
God is amazing, and He can give us the power to do just about anything.
I mean, I believe it when I see it.
Jewish
honestly.
God can't do shit. I mean, that's why, man, because you're Jewish. Yeah. Oh,
man. Should we recap some of the stuff we were talking about?
Yeah, let's recap. So let's recap for the new people because we've been at this a while.
I feel like I have to be honest, I feel like we fell apart a little bit once the 300 people got in here.
Yeah, I think it was also we'd already been doing it for 2 hours. I usually stop.
We're about to stop.
I was literally about to stop, and then they came in.
But that's freaking like,
but that's so beautiful.
When you pop off, when you get mad about Lizzo over doing what she's doing, like, you just gotta imagine
Can I be honest?
Can you imagine the pressure she's under if, for us, 300 people makes us change, and then
that is so real. And can I be honest? You know what my reaction to that call was? I was really trying to come up with like something funny or interesting to say, but my reaction to it is like, what do I think of Lizzo? I don't really care.
Yeah,
I don't really have anything to say.
Yeah,
but that's not the job. The job is to have something to say. Yep. We were talking about Ants versus. We did start the show by
talking about
John was talking about how he prefers the movie Ants to the movie Bug's Life.
I think that most people will agree with that. Most of the new people.
Yeah, you might have an interesting post-left perspective. I think that, and I was trying to say, John, that maybe he saw more of the character. He saw more of himself in the character of Bug's Life.
Sort of did Jewish.
Do you want another
thing.
beer?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna grab this one.
But so we were talking about Bug's Life. We were talking about skateboarding. We're talking about swimming outside. And we were drinking Sapporo because that's sort of the most cheap beer at Trader Joe's. And just yeah.
And I gotta say, I never really drink when I do this, but
yeah, why not?
No, I am tonight because John's here. It's like a special.
But yeah, anyway, I am thinking about that the pressure that Lizzo's under. Yeah. It's a lot.
It kind of, and you're saying it's almost identical to the pressure you feel now that a bunch more people are watching?
Essentially. Okay,
Do you feel like you'll slip up in the same way Lizzo did? Are you worried about that?
Hers seems like it was a pattern behavior, so I would have to I would have to do that I don't think I'll slip up.
You don't think you'll slip up?
No.
I think if you got any sort of taste of power whatsoever, go right to your head.
I know.
I legit do.
What do you think about this Taylor Swift stuff where there's like people who are like doing is Katie a Taylor Swift fan?
No. She's cool, man.
Luke's girlfriend is from Nashville. I think she might have just gotten. Is she here?
No, she's not here. She's house sitting right now.
But anyway, Nashville, Taylor Swift. It was crazy when she came to town. I knew someone who went to like 6 shows of Taylor's all around the world.
I guess I didn't know that. I didn't understand that people our age cared so much about Taylor Swift. Is the answer?
It's amazing. Yeah, there's a ton of. I mean, for me, like I'm cheap. I've never been to a concert of a person of that caliber just because it's even so expensive.
You wouldn't go even with someone you didn't like or someone you really liked.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess so. There's a new Neil Young is doing a concert at the Roxy with Crazy Horse.
Okay,
and the tickets are $1,000. I don't think I could ever do that. It's just too much.
$1,000 is too much. But would you pay $200?
Probably.
Like I've paid $200 to see the Grateful Dead many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abysmal music. Neil Young, really?
Maybe Freak Scene's talking about Taylor.
Oh, Taylor. Sure.
Can't be Neil.
Can't be Neil, dude. Smoke on the water.
Yeah. to think about Neil Young charging a thou. I don't know. I think it's okay because it's at the Roxy. I think the Roxy only allows there's only 200 people can go or something like that.
Really? Is it small?
Yeah, it's probably more than 200, but
and I think too, yeah.
I went to a Neil Young concert recently. My friend called me about 20 minutes into the concert and was like, I have Neil Young tickets. Do you want to come? And I got to go, and it was such a small venue that I had to go in late, and Neil was staring at me. I was like, is Neil gonna be mad at me? We were fourth row. It was crazy just looking at this guy. I mean, the fucker's a god to me. And
you were the motherfucker showing up late.
I was showing up late, and it was the type of venue they had to open the doors for me because I was that late. And he was shredding.
So you made an enemy of him, or you it was sort of a bad vibe, is what you're saying.
I couldn't tell if he was clocking me or not, honestly.
He looked right at you, you said.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell if he was if he had any sort of feeling about me. I don't know if I made an enemy of him. I mean, he was really in a he was awesome. He was so cool with the whole audience stuff. It was awesome. So here's a question. So my friend had that ticket that he gave me an extra ticket that he couldn't use. It's 20 minutes into the show.
Okay.
Tickets are probably $150 or something.
Do you pay him back for it?
Yeah. Do you guys think that I should pay him or not?
Not if you're showing up late.
And I had no option to show up because I had got the call at 8:30. The show's at 8. I got over there. Maybe it was.
Why did he call you so late for it?
I guess they didn't figure out until they got there that they had
an extra ticket.
Tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you. I don't think you needed to pay him. Did you pay him?
I didn't. I bought drinks for everybody after the show. I felt like that was a gesture.
That feels like a good gesture.
And as a cheap guy, these are the types of calculations that I'm doing in my head all
right.
the time.
For you, it's never just a drink. It's sort of how much social currency will it buy me for the next, so I can get a bite in the next. Yeah. What do you think you get out of being cheap? Besides the greenbacks.
I don't know. I just feel like I have a hard time treating myself generally. I feel like I'm kind of not on the grind set mentality, but sort of I don't know. I'm not trying to indulge my base pleasures with money.
Why? You know what I mean? That's what I don't get. Is so we were talking stream earlier this is a $40 Yoshi branded power-up band from Universal Studios Hollywood. This is going to let you collect coins and stamps and keys to play the Bowser Jr. mini game in Universal Studios in Super Nintendo Land.
I know.
And this is a thing to John that is completely foreign. He doesn't understand this at all.
So when you're at a theme park, aren't you just overstimulated the whole time?
Yeah, it's great.
I want to go home.
I feel like I'm a kid. It's the feeling of when I was a kid and I would watch cartoons and play Game Boy and be reading Nintendo Power at the same time. It's that, but at a place. We're just everywhere I look, I'm literally getting stim. I
went in with my nephew.
It's amazing.
When my nephew was 3, my brother took him and I went to an arcade and it was a family vacation. We were staying by a lake. Everybody was having so much fun the whole vacation. He's jumping in the water. It's just this look of pure joy on his face. We took him to the arcade and his eyes immediately glaze over. And it's just the machines have just kind of taken over. And
what's the problem? The machine's doing the wowing for him.
It just made me so sad. I'm he should be doing the other stuff. This is not to be indulged. This is clearly bad. It's just
is your ass not going to give your son an iPhone or a beautiful iPad?
I think you have to. I guess at a certain point, but.
You love going online.
I know.
You
love
the drama on Twitter. I mean, I'm not. You don't shy from you're not a Luddite, man. You use technology constantly.
I know. It's just something about the arcades, the ones you have to pay for and stuff like that.
You just didn't like the arcade. Did he have fun at the arcade? What did he say he liked more, the arcade or
he won some car at the arcade, so he
fucking loved that. You're not gonna win a car and outside, are you?
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but it was just to me it was a bit sad just to see what power bright flashing lights have over the boys' eyes.
That's what they're supposed to do. Minecraft daughter or trained son? Minecraft daughter. How about you? Trained son.
I guess trained son, yeah.
I hope I have a daughter who loves video games.
It was
What a
real
beautiful
arcade
thing that would
games.
be. It was real. Yeah.
I realized that I'm really bad at sports, but I the only things that I like to do at arcades are the basketball hoop type things, or like the
No screens.
no, yeah.
Did you ever play video games at all growing up?
I played Tony Hawk a lot,
Yeah,
but
well,
everything
that doesn't count
besides
'cause
that.
you're a skater.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just like, you know, it's like a soccer player playing FIFA. It's just more of the fucking same.
Right.
It just never had any. Were they?
I played
banned in your house?
Ocarina of Time. I played
Okay.
a little bit. I think I maybe played Grand Theft Auto a little bit.
Were they banned in your house?
No,
Or
my brother was really into games.
Hmm.
When we got a PS2, and in order to get the PS2, my brother made a contract to show to my parents about how we would control our own use and not use it too much. And I remember we copied the user agreement from Kazaa and changed the language and then printed out and gave it to our parents. It's in hindsight. It's
So
really weird.
they thought you wrote
I don't
an
even
end
know.
user.
I think they just wanted
They
like
were just like,
he
all
wanted
right,
like a bunch of text.
It's difficult to make a value judgment just anecdotally, right? Like I feel people roughly our age got eased into being hooked on the internet in a way that felt gradual and reasonable. It's probably weird if you have kids just to see what happens so intensely and so immediately. I could see feeling a way
yeah,
about
I'm
it.
freaked out for
I mean,
kids.
I would say too, it's like my parents are boomers. It's like they had no fucking idea what I was doing online.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like they really had there was no like knowledge. My dad was like, I don't know. It's like, he's playing like Pokemon. He seems to be reading a lot. That's good. Like
Yeah.
they were not ready for that shit.
Yeah.
They were not ready for the level of like weird social interaction I was having on forums. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And so now I think it's interesting what Bahuma says, because it's like now it's interesting because like it will be weird if I have kids, which I don't know what I will. The freaking earth is burning,
No,
right,
I
man?
tell
I
you
hate
about
when
it.
people say that. You can still have fucking kids.
No, it's
Do
true.
it, do whatever you want. Is that like I think I will go? I know what's on there, like the
Yeah.
amount of pornography I was watching. You know
What?
Yeah, as a
This is the
boy.
first I'm hearing this.
Yeah, man. You know there's porns on there.
No,
Yeah,
no.
and games where you can fuck. I had to struggle and the games will make you come in 10 seconds. I had to struggle to play games like borrow them from friends. I could never deprive my kids of games and cool
Okay,
shit.
that's an interesting
Yeah.
perspective.
You're like a guy that grew up poor and gets rich, and then your kid gets to eat KFC every day.
Right.
I knew a kid like that growing up. His dad, he was like rich as fuck, richest kid I know, but his dad grew up one of 12, like poor as hell in Kansas on a farm. And it just the feeling I always got was like, it was so clear his dad was like, yeah, my son's a complete fuck up rich kid, but I don't care because it's great that
That's
he,
kinda
it's
sweet.
beautiful that he is.
Like that Murdoch family serving them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Succession, but instead of
The
wanting to-
Murdochs, not the Murdochs. The Murdochs are like these ones.
Murdochs, I don't know.
There's a bunch of documentaries about these folks. They it's like this family, I forget what town, Virginia maybe. It's 3 generations of lawyers and
Oh yeah. And they hid that
killed-
they killed the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a couple of guys actually. One girl, at least maybe 2 guys.
No
South
problem.
Carolina, I think.
You know that guy, the one that they said looked like Peter from Family Guy that killed the people in Long Island?
Do
you know what I'm talking about?
No.
There was a serial killer. There's a serial killer in Long Island that killed he was killing a bunch of sex workers whenever his wife went out of town.
Jesus.
Worked in Sarah Sherman's dad's building.
Oh my
Saw him
God.
every single
What
day.
does Sarah Sherman's dad do for
He
work?
works in the schmata business, like clothing.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. The Jewish garment industry.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I was saying earlier when someone brought up Bat Mitzvah, check out Bat Mitzvah on Netflix.
Sarah said it. Friend of the show, Sarah.
my mom messaged me and
God, you know, I did too.
she was like, watch Bat Mitzvah. Sarah Sherman was the best part.
Yeah.
Only reason to watch them. I mean, she didn't say that. She was like, she was the best part.
No, yeah, folks, Jewish. If you're in the arts at all and you have any sort of Jewish faith, your family members from all around are sending you messages today to watch Bat Mitzvah on Netflix and see Sarah Sherman's Bat Mitzvah character.
I gotta check it out.
Rabbi. I watched part of it. You know, it's good.
I gotta watch
yeah,
it.
she did a good job.
Yeah.
Gilgo Beach murderer. He was architect. Yeah, he worked in her dad's office.
That's crazy.
I
I don't think of murderers having jobs like that.
He did it on the low too. He was like he like did it. I think he killed like a ton of people, and it was always
Jesus.
sex workers, and it was always when his wife went out of town.
Jesus.
Yeah. Not so
my
bad.
God.
All right. Well,
Crazy.
should we call it?
I'm down.
Yeah.
This was really fun.
John, thank you for putting in the extra time at the end.
Hey, it was
here,
great.
folks.
Yeah, I hope that and just so if anybody here is from the raids, just know that if you come in at minute 0, I'm just a guest.
Right.
But if you come in at minute 0, it's even more fire.
Right.
Coming in at minute 120, it might not be quite as fire, but if you come in at minute 0, it's gonna be fire.
And I think I've been fired the whole time, but yes,
Yeah.
definitely John's energy did wane towards the end.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I apologize on his behalf.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that he wasn't really bringing it. If you watch the VOD, you can kind of see John being so funny before.
I was doing a good job.
But towards
until
the end, he
I
kinda
started to
wasn't
suck
being,
ass. I was
he
sucking
wasn't.
ass really bad.
Yeah, so that was great. But thank you all for watching. John, will I find someone to raid myself? Do you have any motherfucking plugs?
Honestly, I don't.
Okay. All right.
I wish.
Great.
Sorry.
I mean, even like your Instagram or anything, just no plugs whatsoever.
Oh wait, my plugs. I thought you meant a different. Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, follow me on Instagram or
Yeah,
Twitter
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Look me up, John Millstein. I don't think. Yeah, check me out on any of the socials. And my name is John Millstein. And check out Pauly Shore. Check out
Pauly Shore
this
Spring
King
Break.
of Spring Break, The Return of the King of Spring Break. That's a movie that Pauly Shore is gonna make. I have no role.
Incredible.
God bless, man. We got to get that cat back in here later. Check out Lizzo. Yeah.
Check out Lizzo. Check out this stream. We'll be back. I do this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Different guest every time from around the comedy and streaming world, folks. So if you like this shit and you like, we're gonna, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this stuff.